good morning and welcome to the 54th running of the Great American Road Race, the ASICS Falmouth Road Race. Here we are on Falmouth Heights on a 63-degree Fahrenheit morning, ready for one of the great competitions in all of road racing. I'm Tony Revis, alongside of Scott Gelfie, president of the Falmouth Road Race. And Scott, what a day we have in store for the 11,000 plus runners and all the spectators will line this great finishing stretch here in Falmouth Heights.
Yeah, I don't know if we could get any better weather than we have today, but it's beautiful. And Tony, of all the 50, and I want to give you a shout out. So this is an anniversary of sorts, your 50th anniversary of being involved with the Falmouth Road Race, and you're part of the history of our race, and I'm always honored to be with you. But we want to thank you for all you've done for us, and I don't think there's anyone, I've been with this race for a long time, I don't think there's anyone that knows more about this race than you do. So thank you for being here all these years and sticking with us, and it's an honor once again to be with you.
Thanks, Scott. Kind of an idiot savant, you might say. I know nothing about anything else, but a little bit about the Falmouth Road Race. We have great fields presenting. Now, this is going to be to the time schedule here. We're starting off with the wheelchairs, and the wheelchairs will begin at 7:40. And then we have the elite women start at 7:50, and this after 8 o'clock, the elite men, and then the entire 11,000 person field. Now, of course, this is an end of the summer race. It's on the American Tour, where it begins in many ways July 4th in Atlanta with 60,000 people at the Peachtree Road Race. And I was thinking, what if you could put all the people that wanted to run the Falmouth Road Race on this course, which of course you can't? I would think you would get that 50 or 60,000 people.
Yeah, I think we could. I think we could get there. We turn away 5,000 or 6,000 a year through our lottery, so I think it wouldn't take too much to get there.
Well, we already had competitions, of course, on Friday night down at the high school. We had the Falmouth Track Festival, a record in the men's mile. A lot of those milers are running also in the competition. Their defending men's champion, Amon Kemboy, actually was the first man to podium in both races. He was third last year at the Falmouth Mile, and then come back and won the 7-miler. Morgan Beaglescombe has been in the top 6 in both of those competitions, but Amon really set sort of a new standard.
He really did, and he had the lead in that mile too, and it looked like he may have tried to double there. The double victory. He just got caught at the end by Luke Hauser, but yeah, he had a great year last year, and expect him to be there this year.
Of course, the SBLI Family Fun Run was yesterday as well. Thousands of kids aged 2 to 12, and then we're capping it all off here with the 7-mile run from the Captain Kid to what was the Brothers 4. That's one bar to the next bar, a classic New England road race format, of course, founded by the great Tommy Leonard back in 1973 with 92 finishers. But right now, let's go down to the start line in Woods Hole and see how the actions.
Welcome to Woods Hole, everybody. You are standing in the shadows of the start line of the ASICS Falmouth Road Race. We're so glad you're here. Let's throw it down on the street to Mark and Carissa. What's going on down there at the start?
Yeah, we're super excited to be here at Woods Hole right in front of the Captain Kid, and we're excited to get things going here for the 54th annual ASICS Falmouth Road Race. Carissa, absolutely beautiful morning. It's a little bit earlier this morning. We got an earlier hour start. Been working with our great medical teams throughout the years, and they decided we're going to go a little bit earlier this year just to make things nice and safe for everybody.
I mean, the earlier we run, then the earlier we can celebrate and party, and that's really what it is. It's a 7-mile journey with a big celebration at the end, an iconic road race celebrating 54 years. And what's so special about this race, Mark, is the people, the community, but it's also that juxtaposition of an amazingly fast wheelchair pro field, our men's and women's pro field, and then our everyday runners that are out there pushing themselves, our weekend warriors. So we've got everything here, but let's talk a little bit about those pro athletes that are going to take to the course today, because in both of our men's and women's races, we have some really compelling stories out there.
Yeah, obviously our defending champion, Amon Kemboy, is coming in here with a lot of confidence. He ran very fast last year, 31:12, just missed the course record by about 4 seconds. And but he's going to have a challenge. Ben Flanagan, obviously a crowd favorite here after having won the race here before, and is very embedded into the family here, the Gelfie family here in Cape Cod. He's obviously knows the course really well. And then you have to figure some other athletes in there. Connor Mann's one of the best marathoners and distance runners in recent U.S. history, is also going to be challenging for that title. But an absolutely fabulous men's race that we got teeing up.
And we're going to talk about the women's race, but our race director, Dave McGilvey, right here is making sure that we're getting set for our early start. And in that early start is the only man who's done every single ASICS Falmouth Road Race, Brian Salzberg, right here. He's got the ASICS on, he's got the neon on, and what a legacy to be able to do this. To be in the same place at the same time and healthy enough to go the distance for 54 years. So Woods Hole, let's make some noise for Brian out there. A true legend, and Don and Richard and Benjamin and Jolene Renee are gonna head out as well. We're gonna let Dave give him a send-off, and then we're gonna chat a little bit about our women's race, but nothing gets in the way of the logistics here. We wanna make sure the Dempsey teams gets everybody out. All right, if you can clear the road ahead of us, we are about to send off our early start, so please clear the road. We've got 30 seconds.
They'll send him off, and it's just a verbal thing, so yeah, no, it's all right.
And our early start is underway. And again, the iconic Brian Salzberg, 54th time heading off. All right, now let's talk a little bit about the women's race.
Yes, go for it.
Because we've got some excitement there as well.
Here?
So last year's runner-up, she's an ASICS runner, Emma Grace Hurley, is back again. She was the second fastest American woman to ever win the race and was just slightly outkicked last year by Melkat Wudu, and she's had a phenomenal season. She broke Dina Castor's record at the Bank of America Shamrock Shuffle 8K. She's taken home 2 national championships. So she is primed to do well on this course. It'll be her 4th time here, but she's got competition. Another American, Elise Cranny, who you know very well, 2-time Olympian, spending her summer here at the Rhodes. She was recently 2nd at the TD Beach to Beacon 10K, and the woman who beat her, Pamela Koskai, who won that race in her debut, is also here as well. And it's fair to say that Pamela is going to be coming in with a good bit of confidence. Double NCAA champion, just winning Beach to Beacon. But I think Elise almost has a little confidence from that race, knowing how to race Pamela and how to race these. She's not on a track. She's on the road, which she doesn't do all the time. And it's a little bit different out there. You're getting that energy from the crowds. But she realized in Beach to Beacon that she didn't go soon enough. And let's see if that changes, or if Emma Grace's consistency and her knowledge of this course plays a factor.
Yeah, absolutely. You could look at it where who now has the target on their back, and who has something to be able to learn from that experience at Beach to Beacon, and now can bring that into this race and maybe change the outcome.
Last American woman to win here was Cara D'Amato. So let's see if we can have an American on the podium today. So lots of excitement from the start to the finish. There's already athletes out there on the course, and Mark and I will be bringing you more interviews and excitement before we get on the press trucks and head out. So back to you, TK.
Thank you, guys. We'll be back to you again in a little bit. It's great to have you all with us.
I'm Scott Gelfi, president of Falmouth Road Race, Inc. And on behalf of our entire organization, welcome to the ASICS Falmouth Road Race. Whether this is your first Falmouth or one of many, you're about to become part of more than 50 years of incredible running history. Our founder, Tommy Leonard, had a special gift for bringing people together. Although we lost Tommy in 2019, his spirit lives on, and through this race, he continues to bring us together every year. What started as a small local race has grown into a world-class event, but at its heart, Falmouth has always been about community, tradition, and the people who make this race so special. Enjoy the course, take in the incredible crowds, and most importantly, enjoy the experience. We're thrilled to have you with us. Best of luck, have a great race, and welcome to Falmouth.
Falmouth is on the traditional homeland of the Wampanoag tribe, the people of the First Light, who continue to live and thrive here in the community. As we all take part in this weekend's events, we pay homage and respect to those who first inhabited this land for over 15,000 years. In addition, we wish to recognize and welcome runners, supporters, and spectators who are of Indigenous and Native heritage who have joined us here today.
Hello runners, I'm Megan Faulkner, Executive Director of the ASICS Falmouth Road Race, and I'm so excited to welcome you to Falmouth Race Weekend. While many of you know us for the run, this weekend is about so much more. It's the signature fundraiser for our nonprofit program, allowing us to invest in local organizations, youth athletics, and programs to promote health and wellness across Cape Cod. Every runner, volunteer, spectator, and partner, staff member plays a part in that mission. By being here this weekend, you're helping make a real difference in the lives of thousands of people across Cape Cod and beyond. Since 2011, Falmouth Road Race, Inc. has invested over $6 million in local community initiatives. Through our Numbers for Nonprofit program, more than 4,200 runners represent 230 charity teams each year. Since the program launched in 2000, those runners have raised over $80 million for causes that make a lasting impact in our Commonwealth. Thank you for being part of this amazing tradition. Just by being here, you're helping support organizations that make a difference in our community. We hope you have an amazing weekend, enjoy everything Falmouth has to offer, and make some great memories along the way.
As we gather for this year's Falmouth Road Race, we pause to remember 4 integral members of the race family who passed away over this last year. Eddie Burke passed away in January of 2026 at the age of 81. For more than 40 years, Eddie was a fixture of the Falmouth Road Race, serving as a lead volunteer in race operations. Eddie Doyle passed away this past January as well. In 1991, Tommy and Eddie created the Falmouth Walk with a simple goal: to support local charities, youth groups, and organizations that make a difference in the lives of others. Susan Hurley passed away in November 2025 at the age of 62 after a courageous battle with ovarian cancer. Through her organization, Charity Teams, she helped charities raise more than $42 million while encouraging runners to reach their personal finish lines. Finally, we'd like to honor Bob Hall, who passed away in April at the age of 74. Bob became the first wheelchair athlete to compete in the Falmouth Road Race. He went on to win 8 consecutive wheelchair titles while opening doors for adaptive athletes around the world. Today we remember all those in the Falmouth Road Race community whom we lost over the past year. May we carry their spirit with us.
Thank you, Tony. Now, running and these race communities are a beautiful metaphor for life. We celebrate together, we cheer together, and sometimes we grieve together, just as Tony mentioned. And I am here with a beautiful tribute to Katie, who lost her battle with ALS this year. This would have been her 17th Falmouth Road Race, and I am bravely joined by her husband, Dave, who is going to push this chair in her honor today. So how about a big round of applause for Dave and for Katie? I can't imagine how difficult this is for you, but what does it mean to be here surrounded by love and people that support you and Katie?
Well, I knew that's what she would want. Katie, as you mentioned, would have been running her 17th road race, this year, and tragically passed away at the beginning of July. But her entire existence, both before ALS and especially with ALS, was all about love, all about joy. Her fight with ALS, I think, was defined mostly by showing that even with one of the world's worst diseases, one can experience immeasurable joy. And so we are here, not just myself, but dozens of her friends and family members running this race, carrying her torch, because she's in all of us running it.
What did Katie love about this race?
Well, she's a Falmouth native. She loved Falmouth. She took a few years to get me back here. But yeah, she loves the water. She loves the fanfare. She loves the friends. She loves the festivities. She was a up until ALS took her ability to walk and to use her arms. She was an incredibly athletic individual, and she just loved to live in the moment. And I think this particular race, there's not a single turn in this race that is not incredibly scenic, and she just savored every step.
And that's what we have to do. And Katie, not only was a warrior fighter, but you guys all came together to raise so much money for CC for ALS. You raised $35,000, I believe, last year. Why was it important to not only fight with Katie, but to continue to pay it forward like that?
ALS is a brutal disease. It's a disease that shouldn't exist. We've known about it for over a century, and we still have families like mine grieving our beloveds. So for every additional day that this disease exists, it's on us as a species to support those families that are fighting it. And so we had a front row seat, unfortunately, to what that disease is like, and so that's all we can do, is continue to try to fight for those who are still battling it in many ways, not just supporting CCALS, which is a phenomenal organization, Falmouth-based, for which we're eternally grateful for all the support they gave, but also the many other organizations, I know many of which are represented in this race today, as well as those that are fighting policy and research to get this disease ended.
When people pass you today, obviously it's a hugely emotional moment. We all can just feel, the loss of a mother, the loss of a wife. What do you want them to know or to feel when they see you on the race course today?
Katie was 34, healthy. She had run 15 road races at that time, healthy mother, 3 months of a 3-month-old when she was diagnosed with ALS. ALS is not just an acronym, it's not just a disease named after a baseball player, 100 years ago. It's a disease that can happen to anyone. And again, I think all of us here have some role to play in trying to get, both support those families that are struggling with this disease, as well as getting rid of this disease once and for all. I think that's a fight that Katie was doing, but I think it's also possible to do that fight joyfully in any given moment and lovingly, which is what Katie did to all of us. And again, we're here to continue that legacy.
Well, I hope when you're out there that you can take in the scenic joy, you can take in the joy that Katie found in this race and the support of the community. So Falmouth, can you give some love here for Dave and for Katie? And if you see him on the course, just lift him up in love and know that we're thinking about you and we are honoring Katie today. So back to you guys. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Carissa. Please join us today in thanking our nearly 2,000 volunteers who are helping to promote today's and produce today's race. Sponsored by G2 Capital Advisors. They work tirelessly during race week to give you the best experience possible. A shout out to our volunteer managers, Carrie and Brian Brody, for doing a fantastic job with this program. We've got great sponsors who help produce this race every year. A huge thank you to Aloha for helping to make race weekend possible. And we're grateful to the U.S. Army for their support of our event. Thank you to Auto Camp for helping to create an unforgettable race weekend experience. And a special shout out to the Brain Injury Association of Massachusetts for supporting today's race. We got to give a big thank you to Cape Cod Radio for its continued sponsorship and helping us share the story of our event with this community. We're proud to recognize CCALS for its valued partnership and commitment to our event as the official sponsor of our wheelchair division. Cheers to Coca-Cola for keeping the celebration going all race weekend long with refreshing sips, and thanks to Cooked Perfect for helping to keep our participants fueled. Did you try those delicious meatballs at the expo? Well, those were cooked perfect. We appreciate Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, our official legacy partner for our Numbers for Nonprofits charity program, for being part of this inspiring day. A sincere thank you to Delbrook for helping bring Race Weekend to life, to Duncan for keeping runners, volunteers, and fans energized, as well as Falmouth Hospital and Cape Cod Healthcare for supporting our community. Thank you to FCTV for helping share the stories and spirit of Race Weekend. And a big thank you to the Flying Bridge and Longfellow for its generous support. Flying Bridge is a great dining destination for you to celebrate your race weekend accomplishments. We appreciate G2 Capital Advisors for helping to make this event possible, and to Gatorade for helping our athletes stay hydrated, as well as Poland Spring. A big thank you to H.A. Leo Crane for being a valued race partner, and the Hoyt Foundation for continuing to inspire our running community. Big thank you to the Jacket Foundation for supporting another memorable race, and to John Jack McCluskey Esquire for his generous support. Thank you to Josh Sellers Wines for helping celebrate this incredible race weekend, as well as Lightwork Therapy and Recovery for helping runners recover and feel their best. Thank you to Marathon Photo for capturing an unforgettable race day today for so many athletes, and for the Massachusetts State Lottery for helping increase this year's prize purse for our American athletes as we celebrate America 250. Big thank you to Olivia's Organics for keeping our participants fueled, for Penske, for Phoenix, for Pier 37 Boathouse, and for Polar Seltzer. A big thank you to Premier Motors and to Red Bull for bringing the energy today. We're proud to recognize Rockland Trust, and big thank you to SBLI for helping sponsor the SBLI Family Fun Run. And a thank you to Snow and Jones for helping supply our ice station on Surf Drive. Few more, folks, few more. Stick with me here. Thank you to Stonyfield for providing delicious post-race refreshments, and Stop and Shop for helping fuel runners and volunteers. We're grateful to Sullivan Tire for keeping our event rolling. The Tommy Cotchery Mile was sponsored by the Cotchery family, which has supported the race in honor of Tommy. Thank you to their great support. Cheers to That's It Nutrition for providing great race day fuel at the finish line. A heartfelt thank you to Boston Beer Company, the Gilded Oyster for being part of this special weekend. Of course, you can get exclusive official jewelry designed at Gilded Oyster, so go check that out. And we appreciate the Good Chip for providing tasty treats. And we want to give a thank you to Tito's Handmade Vodka for supporting our post-race festivities, and Xfinity for helping to keep race weekend connected. We've got some great runners out in the field here today. Pat Wallette, Alex Marusek, Eliza Green, Elena Belanger, good luck. Lexi Hager, Pat Lynch is out there today. Gail June, happy 17th birthday, Ellie Collette. Greg Pokraka is running his 52nd Falmouth Road Race. And a shout out to Team Run Like a Girl Scout. You ready? And in just a minute, we're going to throw it down to the street for another great interview here at the start line at the Captain Kidd Restaurant in Woods Hole. So I'm going to throw it down to my colleague on the street, Mark Davis. Mark, you got a special athlete at the start line. Tell us what's going on.
Yes, we do, TK. Just another great story here, part of the 54th ASICS Falmouth Road Race. I'm here joined at the start line with Chris Cook. If you haven't heard his story, he was born with no arms and no legs, but that has not stopped you at all. You grew up on a farm, you farmed, they've offered you, you tried, you thought about prosthetics, you said, nope, I'm gonna take on the world the way that I choose. Tell us a little bit about your story here, Chris.
Yeah, so like you said, born missing arms and legs. I used to wear artificial legs until about, 20 years ago, and I just grabbed a longboard just for fun, and it ended up just accidentally being my primary mode of transport, my mobility aid or whatever, and that's when marathons and everything else started.
Tell us a little bit about this. You've got a custom board here, which you're going to be on today doing Falmouth. Tell us a little bit about the board.
Yeah, there's nothing too special about it. It's the regular longboard. The wheels, it messes with people. They think the wheels look square, but they're round. Otherwise, it'd be a very long road race. These boards have taken me to 38 different countries and 23 marathons, and now the Falmouth Road Race.
How exciting is it for you to be here this year at Falmouth, doing your first Falmouth?
This is amazing, and I mean, hearing the story of how it all started, and then about how the first road race to allow wheelchairs, and they're so welcoming to adaptive athletes, and yeah, it's my first time down the Cape too, so I love it. It's been absolutely amazing. And then I just ran into a guy who dresses up like Forrest Gump. And we already have plans to do a marathon. I'll be Lieutenant Dan, and he'll be Forrest Gump. So there we go.
Oh my God, absolutely perfect. So obviously throughout the day, you're going to have an amazing experience where people are going to be coming up on you and wanting to cheer for you, and you cheer for them. Talk to us about that experience when you do a race and you have people come by you in the race.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that I was so blown away by with my first marathon is how supportive everybody is. And you know, what's been really cool for me is both, you know, during the race, right after the finish line, sometimes days, weeks, months later, you know, people reaching out saying, hey, you know what, I was struggling at, you know, mile 23 or mile 6 or whatever. And I saw you, you know, going by with a big smile on your face on your board, and it was just like, you know what, I got more gas left in the tank. And, you know, that's what this is all about. It's supporting one another and achieving big goals and doing things that a lot of people don't think they can do, which, you know, I'm here to tell you, and so many others are here to tell you, you can do it.
Yes, you can. And when you come up on Chris on that course, you make sure you say hi. He'll be saying hi to you. He'll encourage you. You'll encourage him. We'll all have a great day. One more time, let's give it up for Chris Cook out here.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you, Mark, and good luck, Chris. We will see you out there. Of course, the Falmouth Road Race has a long history of supporting these adaptive athletes who are joining us in the pro field. We've got folks, again, in racing wheelchairs. We've got individuals pushing and riding in running chairs as duos. We've got folks running on blades or prosthetics, and those taking part alongside guides. So there is no shortage. The roads are open to all, and we appreciate all of the athletes who are out here today taking on 7 miles, inch by inch. We are, let's see, it is 7:19 Woods Hole Standard Time. This is the 54th running of the ASICS Falmouth Road Race. Good morning, everybody. The energy and the excitement is building. Of course, it is a big day of energy expenditure, so we're going to try to keep it a little chill for a little bit longer here. We don't want you to get too excited too early. We know that there are more than 11,000 athletes spread here throughout this beautiful community of Woods Hole. And to this community of Woods Hole, we say thank you. Thank you for opening your doors, your arms, and your businesses to us every year. We understand this is a big undertaking and a big commitment. And for some of the folks around here, not the most convenient thing. We understand that, to share your roads with this event. So we say thank you to the Woods Hole community and all of the communities here on Cape Cod that help support and accommodate this race. And we ask that you know this. We understand the philanthropic responsibility we have at large scale running events, and this event certainly tops the chart. Again, millions of dollars being raised this year and every year for causes near and far. We have got 211 different charities that are raising funds in today's race by more than 4,000 runners who not only have trained to be here today, but have hit up their friends and family to help support causes that are important to them. We've heard from a few of those causes here this morning. And as you run today and immerse yourself in the rainbow of singlets from around the world, you will see singlets, you will see uniforms, you will see folks running for great causes that are supporting something that means something to them. They are running for a reason. They are running for someone. And as they hold those in their hearts, give them a little cheer or round of applause or supportive word of encouragement here as we plod our way 7 miles to Falmouth Heights. This is the 54th running of the ASICS Falmouth Road Race. Good morning, everybody. Just to give you an overview of the timeline this morning, it is 7:22 here in Woods Hole. At 7:37, we will have a performance of our national anthem by Via Cosgrove, who is with us. And at the same moment that the national anthem is being sung here, the flag will be raised at the finish line in Falmouth Heights. So there is an enormous American flag that will fly above you as you pound the pavement on those final steps. Now, it's a downhill at the very, very, very end. But you'll have earned it by that point because we've got plenty of uphills and downhills until you get to that point. But you've trained for this, of course. You're ready to go. So, again, our elite wheelchairs will start at 7:40. So again, the national anthem, 7:37. Then we're going to do our wheelchairs at 7:40. Our duo athletes will go right after that. Our elite women will start this race at 7:50 after a great performance of America the Beautiful, which will be sung by Grace Trainouth of the College Light Opera Company. And then at 8 o'clock, our elite men and our seated runners will start at 8 o'clock. We will have a continual flow of runners over the start line from 8 to 8:10, 8:20. So your timing chip does not start until you cross that line. We've got Jack Carroll out here running his 49th, and his wife Wendy as well, got a streak of her own, 20-something. So we know that for many of you, this may be your first time to Woods Hole. This may be your first time running the ASICS Falmouth Road Race, but we know that for so many others, there is a streak underway as we all try to keep up and catch Brian Salzberg, who is now underway in his 54th consecutive running of the ASICS Falmouth Road Race. So while Brian is our torchbearer at number 54, we know so many of you have streaks of your own, whether it's your second, your fifth, or if you're starting a new streak here today with your first. We wish you well and we welcome you to Woods Hole. The energy is building. It is 7:24. Good morning. And good morning. We know that you have come from either around the corner or you have come from around the world. This is one of the world's great running events, and it's made great by all of you. So congratulations on getting to this point. Now's the fun part, folks. 7 miles. Captain Kidd, Falmouth to the Falmouth Heights Beach. You got this.
How many times have you done this? Twice? I think you're, what, 7? Okay, so then I'll hold it for you.
We got Brendan here. He's running his first Falmouth Road Race. He's 10. Brendan, good luck out there. Today, we got another great interview on the street. Carissa, go ahead.
Thank you, TK. Now, Falmouth was a pioneer in wheelchair racing. We celebrated the 50th anniversary of the wheelchair race, and I am joined by one of our pro elite wheelchair athlete, Mary McDonald, and Mary is just 17 years old, which you are so inspiring to me. Why were you inspired to become a wheelchair racer?
A lot of the time, it was just so then I can prove that people with disabilities can do what they want to do. Originally, it was a weight loss journey, but over time, I realized I really love to run. And yeah, it was something that I love to do, and I wanted to be able to keep up the history and the advocacy that came behind with wheelchair racing.
I love what you said. You wanted to show that everything that people in wheelchairs can do. Do you find when you talk to other kids, whether it's a wheelchair or have other disabilities, that they're inspired by you?
Sometimes, I mean, I can't really say since I'm not the person inspiring myself, right? So you would have to hear from others, but I would really hope that's what I'm doing.
What are your goals for the future? You're so young, and we saw you in our elite mile, and from last year to this year, you improved so much. So what are your goals when you look towards the future?
When I look towards the future, I want to continue track in college, whether that be Illinois, Arizona, Michigan. But I would also love to be a Paralympian like the ones that came before me. But yeah, I really just hope to go and become a disability advocate. That is my full dream.
For people that see you guys out there on the course, what would you want people to know about what it's like to race in a wheelchair?
You know, it's not any different as running regularly, but I mean, we have wheels, right? But the difference, the feeling is the same, right? That feeling of freedom. I want people to know that we feel the same way as the runners do. So we're basically in the same boat all these 7 miles. So cheering each other on, that's what we should do. That's what I want them to know.
Well, you have such an amazing spirit and a really bright future, so good luck in your Falmouth Road Race. Let's hear it for Mary, everybody, one of our awesome chair athletes, and let's give him a big round of applause for all of the legends we have out here on the course. This lady, you're going to be seeing a lot from her in the future.
Thank you again. It's 7:30. We're going to start to bring some of our wheelchair and duo athletes down to the street. But we've got a full morning here as the energy continues to build in Woods Hole. We want to give a big shout out to Jamie Van Ness, as well as Hannah and Grace Faulkner running in today's race. Give a shout out at the Falmouth Start Line Instagram account. You can just say hello, and we'll try to get you a shout out today if you've got someone special running in today's race. Got a huge thank you to all the great sponsors that we have who are helping to support today's race. And again, here is just an overview of the morning as we know it. So we're going to have our national anthem at 7:37, and then our wheelchair start at 7:40. Our elite women will go at 7:50 right after a performance of America the Beautiful. The elite men and the seated runners will start at 8 o'clock, and you will be not far after that, making your own way to Falmouth Heights on a 7-mile journey. Again, we wish you well here today. At this time, I want to invite our duo athletes to come on out to the street. So if you are in a pushed duo tandem, get yourself out here to the start line, and we're going to start loading you up to get ready for our 7:40 start. Again, wheelchairs at 7:40. The duos will start just after that. We need the duos onto the street now. Thank you, thank you. We hope you're having fun out there, everybody. It is a beautiful morning for a road race. This is the historic ASICS Falmouth Road Race. If you can hear my voice, you are in the right spot. 7 miles between here and the finish line. You got it. You got this. You've been training weeks for this. You've been training hours for this. Whatever the case may be, you're here now, and it's almost time to party. So again, duo athletes, come on out to the start. We're going to get you loaded up, and our wheelchair athletes as well will be loaded into this start area. It is 7:29. Good morning, Woods Hole. We've got some incredible starters today. So starting our wheelchair race will be Kate Dennett of CCALS. If Kate is here, we ask that Kate makes her way over to the starting platform. Also, we've got Alex Kreska, who will be starting our men's and women's race. So Alex, if you're here, come on down, because you're going to be sounding the horn this morning. Where else would you rather be? It is 7:30 on August 16th, 2026. This is another day in which history will be etched into the running history of this great race, the ASICS Falmouth Road Race. More than 11,000 of you are here today. We ask that you take care of yourself and take care of each other out there on today's race course. We've had hotter days, but again, the sun is out, and you're all exerting yourself, having a great time, running hard. So please take care of yourself and take care of those around you today. Let's get to know some of these wheelchair athletes, some of these folks who will be out there today in bib number W6. Coming here all the way from Kingwood, Texas, the 2022 Honolulu Marathon winner. Give it up for Valera Jacob Allen. In bib number W5 from Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts, the first wheelchair athlete to win the Indoor Nationals Mile. Give it up for Delmase Mayo. In bib number W4, a veteran of this race and a two-time champion here from Glen Ridge, New Jersey, Tony Noguera. In bib number W3, the 2021 Falmouth Road Race champion from Utica, New York, Herman Garrick. In bib number W2, a legendary 5-time champion here from Rome, Georgia, Chris Chabort. And in bib number W1, the 2024 Falmouth champion from Chula Vista, California. Let's welcome Miguel Jimenez Vergara. And if we have, what's that?
Thank God, because I sprinted from that bus. Oh my God.
Oh, Let's get to know some of the leading ladies in the pro wheelchair athlete division. In bib number W26 from Whately, Massachusetts, a dedicated teacher competing in her first Falmouth. Give it up for Brenna Warnick. In bib number W24, a 17-year-old multi-sport athlete with numerous track and field titles from Taunton. Give it up for Mary McDonald. Bib number W23, a multi-time champion of the Boston 10K for women. Give it up to Auburn, Massachusetts native Madeline Wilson. From Chicago, Illinois, and a Nigerian Paralympian, the 2026 LA Marathon champion, Hannah Babalola. From Urbana, Illinois, the first Egyptian athlete to win a division title at the Falmouth Road Race. Give it up for Hoda El-Sharbagi. And in bib number W20, a legendary figure at this race and at races around the world. A 22-time Paralympic medalist and 7-time Falmouth champion. Give it up for Tatiana McFadden. So now you know some of these incredible wheelchair athletes who will start this race promptly at 7:40. Our duo team will start right behind them at 7:41, and you all will start after 8 o'clock. So now's a good time to find one of the many porta-johns here in Woods Hole. Get yourself situated on where you need to be. Make sure that satellite watch is connected. Maybe finish one last cigarette. Whatever you got to do, get yourself ready to get into this start line and get loaded up for an 8 o'clock start. We're starting an hour earlier this year, folks, in case it feels a little cooler than years previous. Well, it is a little cooler, so we're thankful for that. And again, we're starting an hour earlier this year. So we wish you all good morning, everybody. We are a few minutes away from the start of our wheelchair division. You know what? I went through a lot. And then, but you know when you get into it? Yeah. You think you got it down and you're like, what song was I on? But I put my athlete's best on.
Yeah.
And then I put sponsor resource.
How long have you been doing this?
I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years. I missed it. I got married one year.
It's a 6, 7.
Whoa, hey! I feel it. I feel good. All right, now we can start to get that energy going a little bit. Now we're getting a little bit closer to the moment we've all been waiting for. So again, we are gonna get things going here in just a little bit. Our national anthem is just a moment away, and then we will start our wheelchair division shortly after that. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, to honor America, for the singing of our national anthem, please welcome Via Cosgrove.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave.
Via the United States Coast Guard up above, runners down below, and we are 90 seconds from the start of our wheelchair division. And helping to start our wheelchair division is Kate Dennett from CCALS, a longtime sponsor of the Falmouth Road Race. Kate, how you feeling?
Feeling great. So excited and honored to be up here, guys. Crush it!
Kate's going to be running herself today 1 minute from the start of the wheelchair race. Woods Hole, if you can hear my voice, it is time to hear yours. Let's hear it for these wheelchair athletes. World-class athletes from around the world have gathered here to push their way up and down the hills through Falmouth to the finish line at Falmouth Heights. So again, 11,000 of you will follow. They will lead. And in 30 seconds, we will sound the horn. And this whole thing will be underway with just that much more excitement because we've got folks ready to go. Wheelchair athletes, look up here. How you guys feeling? You feeling good? Ready to go? I know we got a couple first-timers out there, a couple multiple-time champions out there. Athletes set. Good luck. Let's let the good times roll. Athletes looking to get out and get a early head start here as they make their way across the bridge and down the race course. And now on their heels, our duo division will begin at 7:41 here. Kate, why don't you sound the horn again? Can we sound the horn, Dave? Let's do it. Kate, we'll sound the horn for our duo athletes here as well. 30 seconds until they go. 4, 5, 6, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 duos out here today. It's wonderful to have you all here. Hey, Woods Hole, let's give it up for our duo participants. Athletes set. There they go. Kate has sounded the horn. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, CCALS. Thank you, duo athletes. We're thinking of all of you. Good luck. Have a great race today. Chris Cook on his longboard. Chris, have a great race. Yep. All right, we now want to bring our pro women athletes out to the starting line. So if you are paid to run, again, we want our professional women athletes to come on out because you are next. Here they come. Good job, everybody. We're on pace so far. Hope you're feeling all right. Your trusty race announcer is doing okay up here. 7:41 is the time. Leading our official starter for the women's division will be Alex Kreiska. Some of the world's fastest athletes are here today, and our women's field will start in just about 7 minutes. Alex Kreiska is here. He will be our official starter of the women's race and the men's race. Alex is the general manager of the Woods Hole, Martha's Vineyard, and Nantucket Steamship Authority, the public ferry authority that provides year-round lifeline transportation to the islands of Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. In fact, you might have heard their horns blowing this morning. Alex oversees all aspects of ensuring safe, reliable, and efficient ferry service to the islands, including the new climate-resilient, energy-efficient Woods Hole Terminal building just down the street. Alex started at the SSA in January and lives just up the street on Woods Hole Road. He's excited to be attending his very first Falmouth Road Race. So, Alex will be our official starter in just a few minutes. Some of these fast women from around the world, they include Hannah O'Connor, Libby Benzer, Madison Klein from Horseheads, Anna Wiseman from Kansas City, Rachel Shalowski from Providence, Gabriella Smith from Lynchburg, Molly Colwell from Cambridge is here. Again, we're talking about some of the world's fastest athletes who are running here today. Sarah Lopez from Alston, Massachusetts is with us. Sam Bush from Raleigh is here. Danielle Jones from Ann Arbor. Let's get to know a little bit about some of these athletes who are with us today. Of course, Mercy Chellengat is here. Annie Rodenfelds is in the house. Elizabeth Talby is here. Karina Viljone is in the house. Some of the world's, again, fastest women are here. We mentioned Mercy Chellengat from Kenya. She is a two-time NCAA champion and a fourth-place finisher at Boston wearing bib number F11. In bib number F10 is a two-time national champion and back-to-back title holder at the 5K. Give it up for Annie Rodenfels. Recently, she finished 10th at the 2026 Boston Marathon. Give it up from the United States in F9, Carrie Elwood. In bib number F8, representing Kenya, the 2025 outdoor NCAA champion in both the 5,000 and the 10,000, Pamela Kosgei. In bib number F7, she holds a 2:24:40 personal best in the marathon. She's from Exeter, New Hampshire. Give it up for Jackie Gaughan. She recently ran a 2:25 at the California International Marathon from the United States. In bib number F6, Megan Saylor. From Kenya in bib number F5, she dominated the Big 7 by 30 seconds just last month. Please welcome Everlyn Kemboy. The 2026 Boston Marathon first American to cross the line from the United States in bib number F4, Jess McLean. In bib number F3, the American indoor 5,000 meter record holder and four-time champion. Give it up for Elise Cranny. And in bib number F2 from the United States, the 2025 second place finisher at the Falmouth Road Race. Put your hands together for Emma Grace Hurley. These athletes will be pushing the pace here in just a few minutes as they vie for the title here today. And as we've mentioned, there's an increased prize purse for American athletes in this year's race as we celebrate the 250th anniversary of our country. Welcome to the start line, everybody. This is the ASICS Falmouth Road Race. At this time, we are getting ready for our elite women. Our elite men will start just 10 minutes after this. We are 3 minutes from the start of our elite women. You ready? At this time, to sing America the Beautiful, please welcome from College Light Opera Company, Grace Treneth.
Oh, beautiful beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Give it up for Grace Treneth. Great work, Grace, from the College Light Opera Company. And everybody, guess what? We are less than 1 minute from the start of the Elite Women here at the Falmouth Road Race. And to help us start the race is Alex Kriska, the general manager of the Woods Hole, Martha's Vineyard, and Nantucket Steamship Authority. Less than 30 seconds until the start. Good luck, ladies. Have a great race. We will see you at the finish line. We hope you have a great time out there today. We know you've trained hard for this and pretty much every day. So we are less than 10 seconds from the start. Runners set. There they go. Good luck. We'll see you at the finish line. And in a flash, they are gone. At this time, we'd like our seated runners to come on out to the start line. So if you are one of our seated runners, come on out. Our ASICS runners, just hold back for a sec. Again, we're going to start our elite men at 8 o'clock, and then our seated runners right after that. It is 7:50. So the elite women are long gone by now. If you wanted to see them at all racing today, you're out of luck because they're gone. So they will probably finish this thing. In about 8:25. We expect about a 35-minute race out of our fastest women. We expect about a 31-minute race from our fastest men. This is like the speed of light, folks. Like, don't even, these individuals are running at speeds at which most of us drive on a good day. So the elite women are gone, and the elite men will soon follow. We are going to start our elite men at 8:02. I know I previously said 8 o'clock. I lied. Michael McGrain is here. Good luck, Michael. Have a great race. I'm sure Chris George is out here somewhere. Great athletes, again, who are making an annual pilgrimage out of this trip to Woods Hole. Start to see some familiar faces, for goodness sake, year in and year out. Hi, Amanda. Good luck, Amanda Waters. Good luck to so many of you who have come from afar to be here today. Let's get to know some of the names in this incredibly deep men's field. Chase Weaverling is here. Colin Benny is racing today. Nicholas Benditson. Luke Hauser from Atlanta. Austin Dahlquist from Boulder is racing. Robert Miranda from Newton will race today, as well as Nadil Wildshut from Flagstaff. Josh Izowski from Doylestown. Victor Shitsama is racing today from Stillwater. Cameron Dixon from Boston is here. Skylar Stidham is racing, as well as Barry Kane. Charlie Sweeney from Boulder is racing. Drew Hunter from Boulder is here. Casey Klinger from Provo, Utah is racing. Matt Richmond from Bozeman. Again, these are some of our country's fastest individuals, and they are here today. And there's more. Tyler Day from Johnson City. Shadrach Kipchirchir from Colorado Springs. Daniel Mesvin from Flagstaff. It is a full field of elite athletes here today. Zach Panning from Washington is here. Morgan Beatlescombe from Loveland, Colorado in the house here today. Frank Lara from Westminster is racing. In bib number 9 today is the 2016 NCAA cross country champion and a 3-time Olympian from Australia, Pat Tiernan. In bib number 7, he is a 2024 Paris Olympian who finished 7th in the 5,000 meters this year in the World Championships from Kenya, Edwin Kurgat. In bib number 6 is a 2024 Olympian and a 3-time Falmouth Road Race champion from Canada, Ben Flanagan. In bib number 5, he finished 5th at this year's Boston Marathon from the United States. Give it up for Zuhair Talbi. Wearing bib number 4 is the 2023 champion of this race, who tied the fastest Falmouth ever with that year's performance. From the United States, Wesley Kiptoo. In bib number 3 is a 5-time NCAA champion with an incredible 26:51 PR in the 10,000 meters from Eritrea, Habtom Samuel. In bib number 2 is a 2-time NCAA champion and the fastest American man to ever run a marathon. Give it up for Connor Mantz. And in bib number 1 is our defending champion who ran a 31:12 last year from Kenya, Amon Kemboy. With this. 7:56 a.m. Woods Hole. How are we feeling? Still not awake. Still not awake yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're only, the race is only in 6 minutes, so hey, what's the big deal? Don't want to peak too early. More than 11,000 runners here gathered in Woods Hole. To the Woods Hole community, thank you for welcoming us year in and year out and opening again your doors, your arms, and your businesses to the world. We understand this race is an enormous undertaking, and to the residents and businesses around here, we say thank you. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. And of course, for an event of this size, we understand there needs to be an equally large philanthropic commitment, and we hope that with more than 4,000 runners raising funds in this year's race, representing 211 various charities, that we are doing just that. Each year, millions and millions of dollars are raised for groups near and far who critically need these funds. And it is events like this and people like you all who help push the pace, whether it's discovery, advancement, whatever it is. Thank you for all of your fundraising work. And again, Woods Hole, thank you for having us here today. It's already been a busy weekend here. We had mile races on Friday. We had the SPLI Family Fun Run yesterday. But today is the main event. You sat in bridge traffic, you found parking, and now you'll run the Falmouth Road Race. That's like the Falmouth Triathlon right there. 7:57. So 8:02 is when we'll start the elite men, and then we'll start the seated runners behind that. So our start today is also run by pulses. We will sort of pulse you out, maybe, I don't know, 1,000 of you at a time. We're not counting, we're just kind of guesstimating. And so we'll send you all off shortly after 8 o'clock, and then it's all up to you to get to the finish line, which, again, we believe in you. Take care of yourself, take care of those around you out here today. We want everyone to get to the finish line looking just as good as they do here at the start line. The sun is shining, the runners are here, and it is time to party. So welcome, runners, to Woods Hole. Thank you, sponsors, for helping us get to this point. If you get a chance today, runners, thank one or several of the 2,000 volunteers who have helped put time in to help make today's race possible. This is an enormous undertaking, okay? This is a huge, huge road race, and it involves the teamwork of so many. We want to thank the Falmouth Road Race Committee and all the people who work year-round on planning this great day, because now the moment is upon us. If you needed a little extra pep, not that you needed that this morning, but the Falmouth High School team is here. Cheerleaders are in the house. Pom-poms are flying. Ready to give you a little love here this morning. Let's try this one more time as the clock inches closer to 8 a.m. Woods Hole, Falmouth Road Race. How are we feeling? Are you ready to run this thing? Whether it's your 50th or your first time here, we are so thrilled to have you with us at the ASICS Falmouth Road Race. Big thank you to ASICS, helping to make this race happen every year with their sponsorship. We appreciate that. And we appreciate the sponsorship of so many companies that step forth and financially support this event. Starting our men's division, again, is Alex Kriska. He is the GM of the Woods Hole, Martha's Vineyard, and Nantucket Steamship Authority. He oversees all aspects of ensuring safe, reliable, and efficient ferry service. He also lives nearby, and he is attending his very first Falmouth Road Race. We hope you're having fun out here today. Oh yeah, is the response to that. This is the 54th time we've had this road race here in Woods Hole. It is now 8 a.m. We are just moments from the start of our elite men's race. As you have already heard, these men come from around the world and are racing here. Countries represented include Eritrea, Kenya, Canada, and of course the United States. Good luck, men. Have a great race. We will see you at the finish line. In the field today are past champions, Olympians, world champions. Some of the greatest athletes are here and will be leading the way, trying to catch up to the ladies. They won't catch up with the women who are already on their way. Again, we expect the women to finish in about 24 minutes. We want to make sure our roadway is clear. We are just a few moments away from the start of this race. Runners, set. There they go. The men's division is off. It is 8:02 a.m. Good luck, everybody. Have a great race. We will see you at the finish line. Good luck, Jack. Have a great race. We know this is your 49th running. Folks, as you make your way over the start, it does get a little pinchy here right at the start line. So be very cautious coming across the start line here. Take your time. No one wins the race in the first 100 feet. So just take your time, get over this bridge. You'll make up the time. Hi, Susie. Have a great race. All right, let's go, Tony. So many runners from so many backgrounds taking part in today's race. Good luck, everybody. The Matt Brown Foundation in the house. Good luck, everybody. Have a great race. Take your time getting over this start line, okay? Good job, everybody. We will see you at the finish line. Time to have fun. Time to party, everybody. All right, come on in, folks. We're going to bring our, again, we're going to send you all off in waves here, so in pulses, I'll say.
It looks like he's going to be right close to that time once we see him over that hill. It is about 30 or 35 miles an hour screaming down this final stretch. Once again, he was the second place finisher last year.
So what we'll do now, folks, is over the next 20 minutes or so, we'll send you all off on your way. And then really, you got to do all the work from there. I'll jump in at the end, too, at the very, very end. But we expect
10K time. Krieger Shabort, multiple-time Falmouth champion, was in second place, about 2 minutes and 40 seconds back. Valera Jacob Allen was in third place, right on the wheel of Krieger. So great second place finish. And there's our leader, Miguel Jimenez Vergara from Chula Vista. Arms raised. He took this race from the scruff of the neck right at the start, heading toward his second victory in Falmouth. He took the mile on Friday. He takes the 7-mile title in 24-22 unofficially. Unchallenged the entire way. Our first champion for the 2026 ASICS Falmouth Road Race.
Tony, do we have an update on the women's field?
Tatiana McFadden has just passed 10K in 27:44. At the 5-kilometer mark, she was in 5th place overall, and it looks very much like we are going to repeat last year's podium finish of Tatiana McFadden, who's a 7-time champion, going for 8. Hoda Eshbagagi, who from Egypt, she was the winner 2 years ago. And then Hannah Babaloa, another former champion as well, in 3rd place. That was at the 5K mark. Only Tatiana has passed 10 kilometers right now.
Is it? Yeah.
And she did so in 27:44. Here comes our second place.
This is Evan Carell.
Evan Carell, University of Illinois.
Yep, bib 6.
He's been a great sprinter in high school and on through college, and now making his way into the longer distances.
Yeah, him and Miguel had a kind of battle at the beginning, first mile or so, and then Miguel just cruised right past him.
Yeah, Evan's still on the rise, and Miguel is a seasoned pro.
Definitely, definitely. This is Evan's first Falmouth, so, I mean, second place, first Falmouth is pretty awesome.
Absolutely. Good battle with Krieger. Krieger's like a 4 or 5 time past champion. He's 62 years old and still getting it done.
Ageless wonder him, you know. He's still placing pretty top up there for 62 years old. It's pretty remarkable.
No Daniel Romanchuk this year, multiple-time champion and our course record holder.
Yep, he had an injury, so he unfortunately had to back out. But yeah, we wish him well and hope he can come back next year to, you know, reclaim the title. But Miguel absolutely ran a clinic today. It was unbelievable to watch him cruise right to the finish. Oh, looks like we got 2 wheelchair athletes coming right down right now. Looks like battle for 3rd place here.
That's Krieger sitting on the wheel. Is that Allen?
Yeah,
right in front of him?
Allen. Yep.
Allen and Shabort just under 27 minutes in 3rd and 4th place. And it could well be Tatiana. She was in 5th place at the 5K, the first woman. Hoda Eshbagagi is in 2nd place right now, but she's about just under 2 minutes behind Tatiana.
This looks like Herman Garrett coming down right now.
Herman Garrett, 2021, I believe, Falmouth Road Race champion out of Utica, New York. A fixture on the tour.
An absolute asset for us here in Falmouth. He helps us out a ton with the wheelchair program, and the advocacy he does is remarkable. It's really great. And this looks like Tatiana coming down right now.
There she is in the red helmet. 22-time Paralympic medalist. a 24-time Abbott World Marathon Major champion, just one of the legends of the sport. And here she comes.
Defending her title from last year. Give it up to Tatiana.
27:51 on the clock. She hits the tape at 27:54 unofficially, and it tells me both in the men's time and the women's time, 27:54, it's a harder day today than it was last year, because last year Tatiana pulled at 26:05.
Yep.
But still, I think that was her 8th Falmouth Road Race title.
Yep, absolutely crazy. She joins very select few people with 8 titles. I think Craig Blanchett and blank on another one, but there's definitely another person that has 8. So Bob Hall.
Bob Hall had 8.
Yep.
Like the first wheelchair finisher. The Falmouth Road Race, ladies and gentlemen, was actually the first road race to have a designated wheelchair division. And Bob Hall was the pioneer both in Falmouth and at the Boston Marathon. And he meant so much, and he passed away, of course, earlier this year. And he left quite a legacy.
He really did. Inspired all these athletes that came after him.
I could give you an update on the women's race. Our runner-up last year, Emma Grace Hurley, is in the lead, but only on paper, because there are 5, the top 5 women are all right together in a lead pack, and this is something we certainly expected. So Emma Grace Hurley, they passed through the 5K in 15 minutes and 53 seconds. Everlyn Kemboy, the winner of the Big 7 road race in Davenport, Iowa 3 weeks ago, right in there. She was 4th in this race last year. Jessica McLean, another wheelchair. Delmas Mayo out of Boston, improving greatly. He's only 20 years old right now, but he's improving unbelievably with each passing year.
Absolutely. And speaking of Bob Hall, he was the recipient of this year's Bob Hall Award that the race has been giving. It's a sum of money to someone who needs adaptive equipment, and he's hoping to improve his equipment to keep on becoming a pro wheelchair athlete.
2 more chairs screaming down the hill.
This looks like Hoda El Shrabagi coming in second here. Yeah.
Hoda's right behind. 2nd year in a row. She was the winner of the Beach to Beacon 10K. Oh, let's go down to Scott Gelfie with the interview with our champions.
All right, Tony, I'm down here with our 2 champions right now. First, Miguel Viguera. Miguel, your 2nd championship. How does this compare?
I'm super happy. I said at the mile I wanted my title back, and I'm glad to have finally gotten it back. Yeah.
That's awesome. You took it right from the jump, and no one really challenged you. How'd it feel out there?
Good. I mean, we have some really strong sprinters here this year, and I did not want to be on that last hill with them, so I knew if I just held a very aggressive pace, I would try to burn them out early on in the race and hang on to that lead as long as I could.
Well, you look great out there. Congratulations on number 2. And now our 8-time women's champion, Tatiana McFadden. Just add it to the list. Ho-hum. How'd it go out there?
It was good. The weather was perfect for us to start. A little bit humid, but it was definitely a great morning to race.
That's awesome. We love having you here every year. Are we going to see you again next year?
I hope so. This is a great race, too. I prepared for Sydney next weekend, so it's good to be home. I live on the East Coast, so I always love coming back to Boston.
Well, best of luck. Congratulations. Miguel Jimenez Vergara and Tatiana McFadden.
Thank you, Scott. Congratulations to our champions.
Thank you, guys.
Again, let's do an update on that women's race as they go through 5K. Emma Grace Hurley in 2nd place last year. Now in the front of a very tight lead pack with Everlyn Kemboy, the Big 7 champion. Jessica McLean, 5th place finisher at the Boston Marathon and the fastest time ever run by an American woman at Boston. Carrie Elwood is right in there as well, and Pamela Koskei, winner of the Beach to Beacon 10K out of the University of New Mexico, who last year was the NCAA 5 and 10,000 meter champion.
I'd like to go to Carissa. I'd like to go to the women. 3:10 and a 5:05 mile forward, so plenty of racing still to come. And all your expected leaders in a pack of 6, half mile 4.
Thank you, Carissa. Carissa Galloway out on the women's lead vehicle. Mark Davis, Olympian Mark Davis, will be with the men.
Oh, Evie.
Right, joined back up here by Scott Gelfie, president of the Falmouth Road Race. And as we expected, Scott, very tight lead pack with Emma Grace Hurley, runner-up last year, nominally in the lead with Everlyn Kemboy, Jessica McLean, Carrie Elwood, and Pamela Koskei. home run hitters each.
Tony, too, we just got an update on our good friend Chris Cook out there. He just passed the 3rd mile. He's on a 9:24 pace, so he's cruising along. His first mile was 8:34 on his board.
It's amazing. He's basically pushing with just one leg on one side.
Yep.
It's amazing how he can do that speed.
He customized that shoe, and it gets him from here to there.
That's one funky skateboard he's got. I mean, that's not a brand new model.
No, it is not. I think he's got a few of them, but they're all pretty beat up.
Tried and true as we see the rest of the 11,000 people begin their journey in high spirits down in Woods Hole. Once again, this course was laid out by Tommy Leonard, who was the bartender at the Brothers Fort Club, which was just up at the top of the hill for many, many years. And Tommy used to run from Woods Hole, the Captain Kidd, to the Brothers Four. And he noticed how that people were just hanging out on the beach and not staying healthy. And he decided, let's have a road race and improve everyone's health and fitness, and also inspire community spirit and raise some money for the Falmouth Girls Track Club, which was just beginning. Still waiting for our first update on the men's leaders through 5K. That has not come up on our board as of yet. The two women that we're looking at, besides Emma Grace Hurley, I can tell you that Emma Grace is the U.S. 25-kilometer champion this year, 3rd at the 10-mile championships, and runner-up at the U.S. 5K championships. She represents ASICS, and will represent the United States later this fall in Copenhagen at the World Road Racing Championships. So Falmouth is an important stop on that journey to represent the United States internationally.
Absolutely. And through 5K, that women's pack was pretty big.
Absolutely. Again, we're in mid-season form. Falmouth is in many ways the last stop on the Summer Road Tour. And what you find is you have the Peachtree Road Race in Atlanta, July 4th. You've got the Boilermaker in Utica, the 15K, a couple of weeks later. Then you've got the Big 7 Road Race in Davenport, Iowa. 2 weeks ago, the Beach to Beacon 10K, Joan Benoit Samuelson's race up in Maine. And then it's sort of the season ends here at Falmouth. So in that sense, you've got all these people who have been champions and podium finishers in those other races coming to Falmouth sort of to decide runner of the year. The magazines in the sport, Runner's World and Running Times, used to actually give out the Road Runner of the Year honors, and it was always the person that won Falmouth who ended up being that person.
You want to do a men's truck hit?
We're trying to get Mark Davis, Olympian Mark Davis, on the horn to give us an update on the men's race. And just like the women's, Scott, we expect a very strong. We have 3 former champions in the field and other recent race winners, so it's going to be very difficult for anyone to get away.
Absolutely, and we're looking up on the screen right now, and we can't really identify who's who, but it's a pretty big pack. And we got our first update.
Yeah, Edwin Kurgat, who was 3rd place a couple of years ago, is in the lead nominally with our defending champion, Amon Kemboy. Connor Mance, the American record holder in the half marathon and marathon, right there in his first road race since the Boston Marathon and since his wife had a baby. Also, Zuhair Talbi, 5th place finisher at the Boston Marathon. A very strong runner, now representing the United States, is right in there. And Hoptum Samuel out of Eritrea. He's a student at the University of New Mexico, he's the winner of the Houston Half Marathon early this year in his debut road race. In his second road race 2 weeks ago at the Beach to Beacon 10K, he took the measure of Patrick Kiprop, who was the runner-up last year here in Falmouth. And Patrick had won the races in Boulder, the BAA 10K, and the Peachtree Road Race, so he was the hottest guy on tour. And Hoptum Samuel, 20 years old of Eritrea at the University of New Mexico, took his measure. So he will be a tough man to beat here in Falmouth.
And you can look at that picture right now. You can kind of start making out some of the athletes. It looks like Edwin Kurgat in the lead, Connor Mance and Wesley Kiptoo right on his heel. You can see Zuhair Talbi in there. And we know that Hoptum is in there as well. So it's quite a deep pack right there.
Wesley Kiptoo was our winner in 2023, and in that race he tied the course record at 31 minutes and 8 seconds set by Gilbert O'Cari back in 2004. And we noticed at the time he actually put his arms up to celebrate with the 2 or 3 strides to go, and if he just would have pushed to the line, he wouldn't have gotten the course record by himself. But He's coming off a 12th place finish at the Peachtree Road Race, where it was very, very humid, and then 5th place at the Big 7 Road Race, July 25th. We've got Mark Davis on the horn. He's out with the men. Mark, what's it look like out on the course? We're still waiting to make connections with Mark. Fortunately, and ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time in the 54-year history of the Falmouth Road Race that we've had actually live pictures from out on the course.
All right, we're here at the men's truck. We just passed the 5K mark. It's been pretty pedestrian race in the early miles, but it's now starting to string out a little bit. The main lead here, Kurgat, leading this pack with Kim Boy, our Beach to Beacon champion. Haptem started things off in the back of the field, but has made his way up in there. Connor Mann just kind of sitting in second place. Calvi is also in there, as well as Moore has been taking the lead for a little bit, but then dropped back. But it's been basically a change of leads here, but now after about 3 to 4 miles, it looks like we're down to a pack of about 4 or 5 athletes. And our first mile, 4:25. Second mile was 4:34, 6 miles. And 8:59, and then the 3 mile.
And we just got Maddie Wilson that just crossed the finish line. So congratulations, Maddie. She's been coming here since she was 7. So congrats again, Maddie.
We expected a fast race because we have natural front runners in Wesley Kiptoo and Connor Mance, but as Mark Davis indicated, they did not attack, and sometimes the quality of the field is such that they become a little bit more hesitant. As that such a strong field, they have to sort of keep their ammunition dry early on, and so the racing all lies in the second half of the course. We take a look at our past year splits, and 8:59. Last year was 8:44. In the record year of 2023, their 2-mile split was 8:41, so they're literally 20 seconds off of that. But it's such a very, very strong field. But it's begun to string out just a little bit, and I wonder, it's just hard to tell from our vantage point who that is in the lead, if it's Haptem Samuel or if that's Wesley Kiptoo.
Yeah, I think Wesley was in the Hoka bib. Connor kind of tried to take it for a little bit, but then stopped for a water break and now seems to settle back in a second or third.
Connor, of course, is coming off the marathon season in Boston, but he has not run. Well, Chicago, I believe. His last marathon was Chicago last year. He set the American record at 2:04:35. He's also the American record holder at the half marathon at 59:11. And he's getting ready for the New York City Marathon, so this is his first race of the season. So he's preparing while other guys like Talby, like Samuel, have been on the tour and racing, so they're race sharp. So Connor is very strong, but he probably hasn't done the speed work which can match those guys' kick at the end of the race. We'll see. You never know on a given day. Zohar Talby was born in Morocco and was a 2024 Moroccan Olympian, but he has since become a United States citizen. And in the Boston Marathon, he actually ran 2:03:45. If Boston were record eligible, he would be the American record holder. But here's another of our wheelchair finishers. But for some very strange reason, the people in the sport decide that the granddaddy of all marathons is not eligible for record-setting purposes, and so his 2:03:45 is not seen as the American record.
But it is the fastest time run by an American.
Right, exactly. There's all these different designations we've got in our sport. We don't have that at Falmouth.
Nope.
You're the course record holder, you're the course record holder.
Only one course. So Tony, Brian Salzberg and Chris Cook are side by side at the moment. So just getting past the 5K mark.
Both remarkable human beings. I mean, doesn't Brian live in Philadelphia now and drive in every year for this race for 54 years?
He does.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
He has a goal of 60. So let's cross our fingers and let's support him and hope he gets there.
Here's the 10K mark on the women's side, and now it's Pamela Koskai, winner of the Beach to Beacon 10K 2 weeks ago, right there with Jessica McLean. Also right there is Evelyn Kemboy, and then 2 seconds back is Emma Grace Hurley, our runner-up from last year, and Carrie Elwood is another 16 seconds back. So it's down to essentially a 3.5 woman race at 10K. Pamela Koskai, University of New Mexico, whose older sister Bridget is an Olympian and a former world record holder in the marathon at 2 hours and 14 minutes, so she's got some great genes going for her. Jessica McLean ran the fastest time by an American at the Boston Marathon earlier this year at 2 hours and 20 minutes and 49 seconds. And Evelyn Kemboy, who is a student at the Utah Valley State, has been in the United States about 6 or 7 years now, is the winner at the Big 7 road race, where she was with a pack with a mile to go and put 30 seconds on the field in that final mile. Her goal is to be on the podium and hopefully to win the race, but I think it's Koskai, McLean, and Kemboy at 10 kilometers on the women's side. Men still in a tight pack with Kurgat, Kemboy, Mance, Talby, and Samuel. 13:48 was her time at 5K. Last year it was 13:39. So about 10 seconds off the time they ran last year, but still very, very fast. And they're ramping up with each mile.
So we got the corner right there up on the screen. Someone has taken quite a bit of a lead there.
In the women's race?
Yes, in the women's race.
There's the turn on the Clinton, and now there's that little rise. I mean, that is a significant lead. I wish we could go out to Carissa in the women's lead vehicle, but...
Actually, Carissa is here now.
Oh, Chris is
She's
here.
jumping off the lead vehicle. They just came through.
Oh, that's right. They leave at 10 kilometers.
I think we'll know in about 30 seconds. Up, it's Pam Koskai coming up on the hill.
Pamela Koskai.
And Jess McLean trying to chase her down.
Pamela Koskai, University of New Mexico student, age 20, winner at Beach to Beacon.
Oh, I think we're going to have a finish here, Tony.
Jess McLean, representing Brooks in her Falmouth debut. Pretty amazing.
Evie Kemboy in third. Emma Grace in fourth.
What a race. Pamela holding on, just trying to get her down. 35:20 on the clock. Pamela Koskai wins it by 1 step. Evelyn Kemboy on the podium in third.
This side.
What a race.
On that side, on this side.
35:25 unofficially. Jess McLean also given the same time. Evelyn Kemboy a few steps back, and Emma Grace Hurley second last year, fourth this year. Boy, and across they come. A great women's race. Mercy Chellengut, former University of Alabama star. Heading toward the New York City Marathon later this year. Taking 5th place in 35 minutes, 55 seconds.
We got Elise Cranny coming in right now.
4-time national champion on the track. Runner-up at the 6K championship on the roads this year. This making for her first forays onto the road scene for the most part.
Absolutely.
And Elise was a close second 2 weeks ago up at Beach to Beacon in Cape Elizabeth, Maine.
So the race played out similar to last year when, who do we got here? Is that Annie?
Annie Rodenfeld. Yes, Annie Rodenfeld out of Longmont, Colorado, 2-time US 5K champion, and 4th at the Big 7. A very powerful women's field. We had an idea that Pamela Koskai was going to be tough to beat coming off that collegiate season last year. Was the 5 and 10,000 meter NCAA champion. This year got second in the 10,000. But made her road debut 2 weeks ago, and this is her second road race ever. She's won them both, and both of them are majors.
Yep. Jess was on her heel, and she was coming in strong, similar to last year with Emma Grace Hurley, who just kind of ran out of space. It looked like Jess might have run out of space, too.
37 minutes, 24 seconds on the clock as these athletes come streaming across. Waiting for our update on the men to go through 10K. as our top women come running down that final hill beneath the wonderful American flag. And so we've had 3 of our 4 races decided. Tatiana McFadden taking the wheelchair crown for the 8th time here in Falmouth. Miguel Jimenez Vergara taking his 2nd title, matching up from 2024.
We got a 2-man race in the men right now. If we can try to make up on the screen who it is.
And Pamela Koskai held off Jess McLean for the win in the women's division. And now we've got, we don't know who in the men's side.
I think we're going to get a 10K update shortly.
They said she might be going to drug.
2 men out front. I mean, my guess, Hoptum Samuel. My guess, Hoptum Samuel and Edwin Kurgat, just based on recent performances, Kurgat being a 4th place finisher at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland several weeks ago, where he fell down and lost his shoe. Let's welcome another wheelchair competitor with fabulous finish in 39:40. This is exactly what it is. It's Edwin Kurgat and Hoptum Samuel, the Kenyan versus the Eritrean. Zuhair Talbi is in 3rd place, and he's a good old 17 seconds back with Connor Mance in 4th place, right in there with Talbi. So we got 2 men in front and then 2 men hunting for that 3rd position on the podium. Kurgat, again, former 3rd place finisher here in Falmouth, coming off that disappointing fall. One of our first duos coming across the line.
Ryan Feeney pushing Matt Bishop. Bish Strong.
Kurgat was 3rd, by the way, back in 2023 here at the Falmouth Road Race. He is an Iowa State grad. Hoptum Samuel is a current University of New Mexico student. Carissa now has our women's champion. Carissa, take it away.
Thank you. Let's hear it for our champion, Pamela Koskai. Pamela, 2 road races, 2 wins. What was it like for you out there today?
It was great. I think for me, I was just need maybe to be in top 3 because I raced last time in last 2 weekends, so I was not expecting that I could win, but I'm so happy for myself. Yeah.
You've had a very strong performance at Beach to Beacon, coming around in a quick turnaround. What was your strategy as you got to those finer miles? Mile 4, mile 5, you really started to ramp it up the pace. What was your strategy?
I think after 1 mile to go, it was so hard, I think so, because like everyone was like, I need to win, of course, yes. But for me, I say like, let me try if I can go like, maybe for this last mile, maybe to just pace or just be in front to see what could be happen.
Yeah. And what happened was another win. Your champion, Pamela Koskai, everybody, making the family proud. 2 for 2, and we've got our men's coming in soon.
Yep. Thank you, Carissa. Congratulations, Pamela. And Jess McLean just a step behind. And what a great finish that was. They were both given the same finishing time. Our second duo, another one of our elite women. And it looks like we have our...
Is that Hoptum?
It looks like Hoptum Samuel to me. It looks like we might have a double-double with Pamela Koskai and Hoptum Samuel backing up their Beach to Beacon titles with victories here in Falmouth. This young man, 20 years old, out of the University of New Mexico in Eritrea, wearing the sunglasses, taking his second title and his third road race of the year. 30 minutes, 51 seconds. That is a new course record, ladies and gentlemen. 31:08 was the time. Edwin Kurgat now in second place. We'll get that finalized, but I saw 30:51. The old record was 31:08. Talby, followed by Mance. Also in very fast times, the men's times blisteringly fast. All the other three races did not have particularly fast times, historically speaking, and yet the men, 30 minutes and 51 seconds. Joining me now is Mark Davis, who was out on that lead vehicle, Mark, and I was saying, you take a look at the results, and the women were, I mean, quick, but not historically so, and yet the men, 30 minutes and 53 seconds, 31:08 was the old record. In fact, Kurgat was under that mark as well.
Yeah, and they went out fairly comfortable and in a large pack. You were kind of a little bit worried that the race was going to go out, just slow throughout. They went out in 4:25, which is not, considering they went out in 4:19 last year.
Look at this kick down to the line. 32 minutes on the clock. It used to be in the old days, 32:20 was like the deciding mark. That was the winning margin. Back in the days of Frank Shorter and Bill Rogers and Rod Dixon and Craig Virgin, those great early champions. And now you got to go. Now you got to go under 31 minutes. It's just extraordinary how fast these athletes are.
Yeah, Hampton just really put down the hammer there after the 4 mile mark, dropping a 4:18 mile for the 5th mile. And that's, you definitely saw that what happened to the rest of the field. There was out of a pack of about 8 or 9 athletes, and all of a sudden it was down to 3 or 4 very quickly.
Well, 4:18 will do that to you.
And then a 4:23 after that as well.
And what happens is that a 7-mile road race, you have to run like a 10K with that extra distance piled on. And that makes it very, very, it's like running, if you're running 1,000 on the track, you have to run it like an 800 and then just hold on. And that makes it especially difficult. 7 miles is not a traditional distance.
But, I mean, let's give a lot of credit to Kurgat as well. I mean, he kept pushing that pace with Hampton when they took off. At one point, right after the mile 4 mark, Hampton looked over his shoulder, and I thought maybe that was he was signaling that he was done. Kurgat took that lead for a while and kept pushing that pace in that 5th and 6th mile. But it looked like obviously Hampton was just waiting to pounce.
The same thing happened 2 weeks ago at Beach to Beacon up in Cape Elizabeth, Maine, where Patrick Kiprop, second last year at this race, made a big move at the 4.5 mile mark, trying to put away Hopton, got a couple of steps, couldn't break him, and when Hopton then answered back and joined him shoulder to shoulder, you sort of saw that as a sign of what was coming. And on that final hill, he made his move, but he made his move earlier I thought he'd wait till the final hill or in Clinton, but no, he made his move earlier.
Yeah, I mean, again, the move that he made really was just like, we're going to go after this. And there was definitely too big of a pack for him there right around the 3-4 mile mark. So he definitely wanted to push things. It looks like we're going to head things down to the street there with Scott.
Test. All right, I'm down here with our champion, Hopton Samuel. So Hopton, first thing across the line. Tony, did we get a record, course record?
We did. Yes, we did. 30 minutes and 53 seconds, breaking the old mark of 31 minutes and 08, set 2 years ago by Wesley Kiptoo, and then previously in 2004 by Gilbert O'Cari, the great 3-time champion.
So you came here for the first time after you win at Beach to Beacon 2 weeks ago. You broke our course record. Now you're in the history books forever. How's that feel?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. That's really awesome. Racing 2 weeks ago, but my first time here. So it's really amazing, great course, and thank you all.
So you hung back into the pack a little bit early, and then you kind of made your move maybe around 5K?
Yeah, that was the plan. I just take a walk, a tour yesterday with my host family, and I really appreciate for them for that one. So I had little image on my mind yesterday because we drove all the way from the start to the finish. So I know where I'm gonna attack and so that helped me really a lot. And the plan worked out. So I'm glad it worked out. And thank you all for the runners as well. For being honest and helping each other, especially Edwin Kurgat. So I really appreciate it.
Well, congratulations. We look forward to having you back next year. And there you go, our champion, Hopton Samuel.
University of New Mexico. This was his second pro race. His first pro race was 2 weeks ago. And watch out, Mark, he's a name that's going to be around for a long time. He's an Eritrean at the present time, but he's on his way toward United States citizenship, hoping to have that by 2028 in the Olympic Games. I mean, if he stays on anywhere near form, it's almost a dead solid thing that he's making the U.S. team in some distance.
And at least in one of the distances, you would think either the 10K marathon, maybe even the 5K, I mean, with the speed. But I just love the fact that he gave that credit to Kurgat right there at the end for helping to push that pace. I mean, he may have still broken the record without Kurgat, but it certainly helped having Kurgat push that pace near the end.
And the fact that he thanked the host families. One of the things that makes New England road racing so special is that the way they did it in the old days, and we're still doing it here at the Falmouth Road Races, rather than putting the athletes in hotels, they put them with host families. And for many of the athletes, these host families become almost extended families throughout the year. They keep in contact with their families. They spend 2, 3, 4 years with them. When Susanna Sullivan, who is a longtime stays with Russ and Joan Pelletier, didn't come this year, she sent them a beautiful note saying, I'm going to miss all you guys, and we'll see you again next year. It's very, Evelyn Kimboy stays with the same family for the 4th year in a row. So it's a very special thing about Falmouth, not just the competition, but the community spirit.
Well, yeah, you hear it not only from the athletes, but definitely from the families themselves. I mean, they take on a lot of responsibility, but the athletes really appreciate it, and like I said, long-lasting relationships come out of it.
So Tony and Mark, I just want to give you an update. Chris Cook just came through 6 miles, and he's at a sub 9-minute pace, so we're going to see him pretty shortly as well. Pretty amazing.
I think it was a great shot right around mile 3 or 4. Chris Cook was right with Brian Salzberg.
We got that update.
They were together there at one point. All the photographers on the truck were trying to get that shot.
Oh, I hope we got
that was a great shot.
That'd be amazing.
That's the thing about this sport of road racing, is that the absolute tip-top world-class, filtering all the way down to people like Brian, who's now in his 54th legacy appearance here at the Falmouth Road Race, and Chris doing the same thing, doing something that a generation ago no one would have even seen as possible. And so it's a beautiful thing. And it's the same feeling. When you're going hard, running's exactly the same from the very top to the very bottom. The same feelings, the same emotions. Kenny Moore, the great 2-time Olympic marathoner and Sports Illustrated writer, said it. The feelings of running from the freshman year in high school all the way up to the Olympic podium are exactly the same. The same nervousness, the same anxiety, the same exhilaration, the same doubt. It's all exactly the same. So runners across every spectrum can talk to one another on an even playing field, irrespective of the times they run.
Well, yeah, I mean, I find it fascinating when people would ask me when I was racing, do you still get nervous? I'm like, of course I do. I still can't sleep the night before races. I still can't sleep, before a hard workout, before a big race. So it's transcending across all the levels.
And down the hill they continue to come, 11,000 strong. And the clock is still 39:07, 39:08. This is still well under 6-minute per mile pace. This is very fast running. This takes a lot of training. Athletes of this caliber are very dedicated runners. I know there's a family out there. There's a 3 generations of William Riley who are running today for the 2nd year in a row. Bill, the elder, is 90 years old this year. His son, William, is 62, and his son, William, is 28. So it's the 2nd year in a row that 3 generations of William Riley are running here at the Falmouth Road Race.
Tony and Mark, we had our first Falmouth finisher. Not surprisingly, it was a Gartner, Nathan this time. So after his 2nd place finish in the mile on Friday night, he's come back with a 1st place Falmouth finish.
Well, you were telling me earlier that Dennis Cullinane, back in the day when he just got out of the University of Maryland, set the fastest time ever by a Falmouth resident. That was 33 minutes and 41 seconds, which is like probably a top 10 finish. So the Cullinanes were one of the great running families in Falmouth history. But so are the Gardners. The Gardners of all the boys. I mean, Henry and Caleb and Nathan.
And Silas.
And Silas.
4 of them.
Silas was the winner of the mile last year. He didn't run this year, getting ready for his cross-country season, but the Gardners are one of the great families in the sport, and Caleb is the elite athlete coordinator.
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, Nathan had a tough race. I mean, he really pushed the pace the other night on Friday in that mile. Couldn't quite hold on for the win, but great to see him out here and carrying the flag for Falmouth.
And we just had our mile champion finish in Luke Hauser, so it looks like he had a nice casual run out there.
Luke, a two-time champion at the Falmouth Mile. He was had talked about Mark talking about knowing how to play your cards. We wouldn't talk about him the whole race. In the last 100 meters, he just stormed to the front and defended his title.
So they're streaming down the street here in the 54th annual ASICS Falmouth Road Race. Hopefully everybody here can keep this energy up as we are cheering on folks coming down. James Barrett, Lee Wilson finishing up, Joey Merrill from Falmouth, Paul O'Donohue from New Haven, Connecticut. Folks from all over the place. I mean, we get them all over New England, all over the country, all over the world.
Really all over the world, yes. So Chris Cook is through 10K. So I think he's struggling up the hill right now.
Well, he's not going to be struggling coming down the hill. Again, the story of Chris Cook, born with no arms and no legs, doing this Falmouth Road Race on a longboard skateboard, and just absolutely epitome of will and desire.
I'm going to go do an interview with him.
Looks like Scott is going to, looks like we may have missed Chris finishing. Scott Gelfie's going to go and try to catch him so we can talk to Chris and see how his race was. Henry Powers from Needham. Hey, I'm from Needham. Welcome, Henry. Welcome, neighbor. Abby Hassman coming in from Foxborough. John Ely from Canton. Ryan Collins from South Boston. So again, we want to thank not only all of our sponsors out here today that have helped support this event for so many years, continue to support. We also want to thank, obviously, all of our volunteers out here. Thank you, one and all volunteers. Truly run these races. What's that? Let's go to the awards. So we got a report that Chris Cook had finished, but we're still trying to find him. It looks like we're now going to go to our awards, and some of our first awards are getting ready to go underway here just behind us, behind the finish line.
Thanks, everybody. I'm here at the award stage, and let's do the men's wheelchair division. In third place, with a time of 27 minutes flat, Valera Jacob Allen. Valera, congratulations. In second place, representing the University of Illinois, the greatest program in adaptive sports, with a time of 25 minutes and 32 seconds, Evan Carell in his Falmouth debut. Congratulations, Evan. And our 2024 champion and runner-up last year and winner of the mile on Friday night has taken his second title here at the ASICS Falmouth Road Race in a time of 24 minutes and 25 seconds. Let's congratulate Miguel Jimenez Vergara from Chula Vista, California.
We just had Elise Casso finish.
And Donna Tocci from the Falmouth board is making the awards. The Massachusetts State Lottery is the sponsor of the wheelchair division. And here is our $5,000 check for our champion for the second time in 3 years, Miguel Jimenez Vergara. Thank you for the Massachusetts State Lottery. Congratulations to Miguel.
Thanks, Tony. Have a good flight back home. Thank you. Take care. See you there.
Pass.
This way. Yeah. We're gonna, I'll have them.
All right, we're here at this finish line. We're just getting ready for our women's wheelchair ceremony.
And running in honor of his wife, Katie, Dave finishing right there. Katie would have been her 17th Falmouth this year. We lost her to ALS. So how about a big round of applause for Dave as we honor Katie and her joy of running.
So again, we're just getting ready to have our women's wheelchair award ceremony here up on the stage area. Meanwhile, we still got lots of runners coming on in here. Russell Wells, Shannon Murphy, Jason Moniz, Natalie Swift from East Falmouth, Johnny Sandoff from Somerville.
Okay, we are ready with the women's awards presentation for our wheelchair division. And interestingly, it's The same podium as we had last year. In third place in a time of 34 minutes flat, representing Nigeria, living in Chicago, Illinois, in 34 flat, Hannah Babaloa. In second place last year, in 29:56 this year, representing Egypt, Hoda El Sherbagi. And our champion, I believe for the eighth time, just in a remarkable career here in Falmouth and everywhere else in the world, and she shows up in that fast chair. Today's winning time, 27 minutes and 56 seconds for the remarkable Tatiana McFadden. And once again, Donna Tochi from our Falmouth board making the medal presentations. And State Treasurer Deb Goldberg, will be making the check presentation momentarily as we get our finish award shots of our podium placers. And now, Deb Goldberg will make the presentation to State Secretary. Treasurer, rather. To Tatiana for a winner's check of $5,000. Congratulations, Tatiana. Very good success this fall. And now our two champions, Miguel and Tatiana, side by side.
All right, back here to our finish line as we got folks still coming on in here. Sarah Haven coming on in from Pembroke. Mark Ewing from Charlotte, North Carolina. Thanks for coming out for the race here today. George Bent from Falmouth. Hannah Aguirre coming on in. Andrew Mathias from Great Britain. Nice big travel though. Jackie Ramirez from Lynn.
That Seinfeld episode. No soup for you.
Thomas Paletto from Falmouth. Welcome, Thomas. Gavin Richardson from East Falmouth. Christopher Hale from Somerville. Brooke Mackey representing the Samaritans.
And we got a nice little matching duo, girls coming in there in their pink. I love that. We also want to make sure we can shout out as many Falmouth residents as possible, like Matthew Tolino, Nicholas Rosado there from Falmouth as well, and Simon Stracher all the way from your coast, Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, I'm not missing San Diego on a beautiful day like this out here today in Falmouth. Yeah. I tell you what, it's probably foggy and what have you in San Diego. It's beautiful here today at the 54th running of the ASICS Falmouth Road Race.
Anthony Del Giusse, Team Recovery Without Walls from Falmouth, and Patrick McManus from East Falmouth. All of these athletes, so many charity names coming up, and just such a huge impact. I believe close to $9 million was raised just this year for the charities. And race director Gabe McGilvery said yesterday in our pro meeting, that's the heart of these races. It changes lives.
It really is, and it's amazing because a lot of these athletes that are out here competing and running for a charity, they may not necessarily be avid runners. So they're new to the program, they're new to the training, they're new to the racing scene, but yet they're still out here because they've got that goal, they've got that mission, they've got that drive, and that's what's really beautiful. It's easy to have somebody often training for races and wanting to race every other weekend or every weekend for that matter, but to have these folks say, you know what, I'm going to go out and do something tough. I'm going to go out and do something that is out of norm for me, out of my wheelhouse, because I want to bring awareness. I want to raise funds. I want to do this for my friend, for my family member, and it's just beautiful to see as we got Forrest Gump coming across the line here. Give it up for Forrest.
He just felt like running. Also got Ryan Montella.
He's still running.
He's still running. He doesn't. We forgot the stop Forrest sign. So without the stop Forrest sign. Sue McDonald from Falmouth. Some more of our Falmouth crew in here. Carter Zazowski, Alexander Bergen, Julia Hill, Sandeep Harkinson coming in 59 years young. And Julia Hill there representing the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, another fantastic charity organization.
Speaking of money raised not only for the charities, but again, just looking at what the economic impact is for the area around here and around Falmouth, over $16 million in estimated economic impact generated through this event. Purchases, local businesses, lodging, tourism. And since 2012, the Falmouth Road Race, which is a 501(c), has been given back over $5.9 million to the community in form of scholarships to graduating high school seniors, grant awards, and donations. So it looks like we're getting ready now here for our women's awards ceremony to recognize our top female athletes in today's event.
Okay, here we go. Award ceremony in the ASICS Falmouth Road Race Professional Women's Division. In third place, in a time of 35 minutes and 34 seconds, out of Boulder, Colorado, the Big 7 Road Race champion earlier this summer from Colorado and Kenya, Evelyn Kemboy. In second place, representing Brooks out of Phoenix, Arizona, in a time of 35:25, the U.S. 25K champion, Jessica McLean. Also ran the fastest time ever by an American woman at the Boston Marathon this year. And our champion, in only her second professional road race of her career, coming off a victory 2 weeks ago at the Beach to Beacon 10K up in Cape Elizabeth, Maine. She takes the Falmouth title as well in exactly the same time as Jess, and what a race it was. A sophomore at the University of New Mexico, Pamela Koskay. Bob Antonucci from the Falmouth Board will make the presentations of the medals. Both Pamela and Jess were given exactly the same time as they had a spirited battle down that final stretch to the finish line. One of the closest finishes in the women's division we've ever had here at Falmouth.
Sorry? Oh. Now they're coming down in droves here, droves and droves of runners.
And now Deb Goldberg with it once again, the check. Our check to our champion, Pamela Koskay.
And back to the finish line here as we got athletes coming on down here. Kayla Healy from Concord, Swing Robertson, Andrew Fleming from Sandwich, Bobby Clifford from Boston, Abigail Jones coming on in, Alexandra Gaziano from Falmouth. We're waiting to find Brian Salzberg, the only athlete to have ever run every single Falmouth road race. He's wearing a bright, bright yellow top, as he often does every year. So keep an eye on there on the top of the hill, and we'll be very excited. We want to welcome Brian home in style as soon as we see him to start to come down. Laura Tormey from Fairfield, Connecticut, Jonathan Matthew from Medway, Caroline White from East Falmouth, Scott Morgan from Belmont, Brendan Pakraka from Falmouth coming on in here, Brody Stone from Concord, Claire O'Connor from Falmouth, Caitlin Malika from Foxborough, Lily Mann from Quincy, Ethan Smits from Falmouth just came in, Sharon Weber from Falmouth. Lots of Falmouth folks here as always. Scott Ellenwood from East Falmouth, Michael Arthur from Rentham, Eliza Duddy from Sudbury, Haley Goodman from Blackstone.
Test.
And I think at this time we finally were able to track down Chris Cook. And we're going to have Scott Gelfie have a little chat with this extraordinary gentleman who completed his first Falmouth on a skateboard longboard.
All right, I'm here with Chris Cook. Chris, we were getting updates throughout the course where you were. We were getting ready for a big cheer for you, and you slipped by us. I don't know. I think we got to get a taller board here. I don't know. How'd you feel out there?
Well, I told you, we're looking low enough, but no, I was awesome. I was saying earlier when I crossed the finish line that if New York and Chicago brought the same energy as Falmouth, I'd be absolutely deaf. But no, it was absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Amazing. I saw you went through the first mile in 8:34. That was a little aggressive.
I came out hot. On the uphills, my back was pretty tight, but it loosened up, and yeah, it felt great. And honestly, the crowd makes the pain go away.
Absolutely. You got this Rangers hat up. What's up with that?
Yeah, apparently if you're a Calgary Flames fan and you finish the Falmouth Road Race, Nick Fatillo gives you a Rangers hat. So there you go.
Wow, there you go. How'd that downhill feel under the flag?
A hell of a lot better than the uphill. But no, that was really cool though. Even as a Canadian, coming over that hill and seeing that big American flag, that was pretty cool.
That's awesome. We're so happy you're here, and we hope you're coming back next year.
I think it's a pretty easy sell to get me to come back. Absolutely.
All right, everyone. So Chris Cook.
Absolutely amazing story there of Chris Cook. His presentations and his motto out there, if I can. Make sure you look that up and find out more about Chris and his extraordinary story there. But we have a lot of amazing, extraordinary stories still out on this course coming across this finish line. Pax Hubers from Falmouth coming on in. Jackson Gage from Falmouth. Curran Neal from Falmouth. We've got Delaney Funk running for Lupus Foundation. Matthew Brown from Falmouth. Eric Lemieux from Falmouth. Alex Romine from Falmouth. Griffin T. from Quincy. And again, we're hoping to see that gorgeous, bright yellow singlet from Brian Salzberg any minute now here. Kelly Schultz from Newton coming on down here. Michael Farkson from Dedham. William Caldwell from Falmouth. Sarah Frame from Falmouth. Sage Smith from Boston coming on down across this finish line. And I do see, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Salzberg just coming down the hill there. He's right in the middle of the road. He's got a bright yellow singlet on and that beautiful gray beard. He has run every single Falmouth Road Race in history. Let's get your hands together there. He's taking his sweet own time, coming down there. He's got his arms up there. Let's give it up for Brian. Unbelievable, 54 years in a row. You are beautiful, Brian. We love you.
He is soaking it in.
Brian Salzberg, you are a hero here in Falmouth. The only person ever to run every single Falmouth Road Race. And hey, you know what? Maybe we should invite him back next year. What do you think?
I think we can do that.
I think we might be able to invite him back next year. Congratulations, Brian Salzberg. Just completed his 54th Falmouth Road Race in a row. And since there are only 54, that's every single one.
Toss it to them.
Thank you, everybody, for bringing home Brian. And it looks like we are going to have our awards ceremony now for our men's elite field. Tony, take it away.
Thank you, Mark. Here we are in the tent. Let's go with our podium position. In third place, from Colorado Springs. Last year he was 5th place. This year moves up 2 spots. He was the 5th place finisher at the Boston Marathon this year in the fastest time ever run by an American at 2:03:45. Third at Falmouth today in 31:17, Zuhar Talbi. Second place from Kenya out of Iowa State University. He was 3rd at the Falmouth Road Race back in 2023 and just recently was 4th at the Commonwealth Games 10,000 meters in Glasgow, Scotland after falling down in the middle of the race, losing his shoes, stopping, putting it back on and getting out of the medals by 7/10 of a second. Today broke the old course record by 4 seconds and finished in 2nd place. Let's congratulate Edwin Kurgat from Kenya. And our champion, in only his 3rd road race of his career, he won the Houston Half Marathon in January. 2 weeks ago, he won the Beach to Beacon 10K in Cape Elizabeth, Maine. And today, he broke the course record of the Falmouth Road Race in a time of 30 minutes and 53 seconds. The first man ever under 31 minutes at Falmouth. Congratulate our champion, Hoptum Samuel from Eritrea. A University of New Mexico student, this year's NCAA 5 and 10,000 meter champion. What a year he's having.
Test. So we just had Eric Schoenberg finish, Julian Augusta's son-in-law.
Okay, now Deb Goldberg, I've got it. Deb Goldberg will now make the check presentation
Michael Irving
to our
from
winner,
Falmouth,
Heptum
just
Samuel.
finished. We're coming in fast and furious now. Gary Vachon.
Scott, I know every year I like to take the opportunity to ask you what Falmouth means to you. I mean, obviously, you're the leader of this organization, but just you personally, what does this race and this day mean to you?
Well, it's all about the people, the relationships I've made, having that relationship with Tommy Leonard, our founder, and trying to keep his spirit going. But it all started with Tommy, and I'm really just trying to carry forth what he started.
And you know you're doing an amazing job doing that. Really, truly, you are. Your joy, your enthusiasm for the event. I mean, and you also got one of the elites into your family, so that continues a nice legacy there as well.
Well, that's pretty special, and thank you, Carissa. But, you know, I have to pinch myself sometimes and realize where the heck I am, because the staff and volunteers and everyone else are so amazing. And I might be on the top of the org chart, but I don't do any of the work. They do it all. So I'm so grateful for all of them, and they really make me look good.
I mean, this is truly a special race. Mark and I have the privilege to travel the country, the world, to see races in the heart of this race with the charity arm, with the community and the passion from Friday on through now. All of these people out here know this is a special race. We're running under this American flag, this beautiful scenery, one of a kind here in Falmouth.
No, I look forward every year to coming here. I've just got a short drive, about an hour and a half down from Needham, but I tell you what, the weeks leading up to Falmouth, you start having the meetings, you start talking about the field here, start talking about the weather, you start talking about all the runners, the funds that are raised, the great support from our sponsors, ASICS, and it just builds and builds and builds, and it always just seems to be a beautiful weekend, even if it's not sunny out like this.
Yeah, how about that weather today? It really, you can't get much more beautiful than this.
You ordered a good one there, Scott. You ordered another good one for us.
Now, as a Floridian, I'm enjoying this weather. This is like October weather to me.
Absolutely.
Well, and Scott, talk a little bit about how I mean, there's obvious reasons, but the theory in going an hour earlier this year, starting the fields off an hour earlier. Talk us a little bit about how that kind of all unfolded.
Yeah, right. I mean, our medical team came to us. They showed us the data that, 1 hour earlier could really save a lot of heat stroke injuries and heat-related illnesses. So we had to listen. And with the cooperation of the police, the fire, everyone in town, we were able to make that happen. And, I think you can feel it. I mean, we started off pretty cool. And it's really not too bad right now, and so I'm my fingers are crossed that the medical tent is not busy.
Well, yeah, and it's been mild weather going into the race as well. It's not like it's been hot for like the last 3 or 4 days. It's a nice warm day today, but hopefully everything is good and folks take care of themselves. But obviously, yeah, you want to listen to your medical team.
Yep, the humidity is pretty low today, so I think we're pretty good.
Now, I know these runners are feeling the heat. They're out there working hard, so I want to make sure that before they get to that post-race party that you're hydrating, that you're taking care of yourselves. You two spectators as well. We've got some great hydration options with a little bit of Tito's here in the finish line area, but not the I know you put on the back of the microphone
I took off the microphone. I put down the microphone, but as soon as you said Tito's, I had to put it back on because I got to get a shout out to my Tito's crew. They hooked me up last year. Hooked me up a little bit too good last year. Well, I'm hoping they'll hook me up again.
Not yet. It's too soon. It's not Tito's. It's not announcer's Tito time yet, Mark.
It's not Tito's time quite yet, but it will be soon.
You know what time it is? It's time for some more Falmouth finishers. Sean Ventura coming in. Are there people from Falmouth that you don't know, Scott? Because I feel like you know them all.
We have quite a big town, so we do the best we can, though.
They know you.
Well.
Wayne Stuck is here as well from Falmouth. Kim Jung Kim out of Providence, Rhode Island. Liam Griffin, Mel Caney, Kristen Duran, Vivian Hernandez, Lauren Kendall, and Caden Bailey. Welcome to your finish line. It's just a beautiful sight streaming in. Don't forget to celebrate that finish, guys. Be proud of yourselves for going the distance. And what a beautiful scenic course and a privilege to get to run this race.
We just had Fiona Sheehan from Falmouth finish, so congrats to her.
Was that one of our racers in our Tommy Cockery High School mile, I believe?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from Falmouth High School.
Good pickup. We have Amy Sellers from Falmouth, queen of the bike path. Here she comes.
See, there it is. There's that Gelfie knowledge right there.
There you go. Yep.
Katie
she met us on the bike path last week with a smile.
Yes, I was on the bike path, 20 miles on that beautiful bike pack, and I just really want to thank the people that sell the Gatorade and the Powerades down the side of the bike path. Very helpful to me.
Very nice. We got some more Falmouth finishes. Kirsten Kurtu of North Falmouth, Jacob Nelson. We got Michael Pierce from East Falmouth, from John Emery.
Who's that?
We got Megan Hamilton, Lindsay's mom. Congratulations. We have Heather McCarthy from West Newton, Greg Nicole from Falmouth. We got Lebby out there from Lebby on the Links, coming through right now. Andrea Kosarova, Elizabeth Narcisse.
From New York, we've got Julie there, another Falmouth resident sneaking through there from East Falmouth, Heidi Whiting.
I got a brother-in-law out there, Mr. Dana Panapinto, coming through right now.
Oh, that's a fun
Always a big fundraiser for ALS. He's raised thousands over the years. Coming through.
Do we have any first-time Falmouth finishers coming through? Welcome to your first Falmouth finish line, 54 years running. Karen Trate O'Malley, welcome in. James Binson. Marissa LaRusso, George Reed Perry, Cody Cloudman, Riley Savory, Aaron Feely, Kylie O'Connor out of Bourne, and Taylor Richards. Jamie Rudart, one of our charity runners, Dylan Morris, Bridget Butler, Allie Pearson, John Nee, and Tristan Grant from Canton. We see you roaring towards that finish line, guys. The celebration begins now.
We got Joseph Roseberg from Falmouth, Chris Harris, Donald Masters. We got Katie Kierwin from Norwell. We got Janice Parlin from T-Ticket, Brooke Flynn from Falmouth, Phoebe Hodgson from T-Ticket. We got Kendall Rose from Mashpee.
And look at the beautiful sight. All of these spectators packed in wall to wall. You know, I was riding on the women's press truck. We turned the corner, and from mile 6 on, it is spectator heavy. We thought maybe with the earlier start they wouldn't be out, but Scott, they were out.
Yeah, I think that was some of the concern that people wouldn't come out, but I think people got to bed early and they got out here early, and they're in full force.
And they are finishing full force right now. Leslie Bushy, Patrick McGongo, Tom Burns, Caitlin Hudson from Tampa, Florida. Another Floridian out there on a cool run for her. She's been training in a lot of heat and humidity.
So from Taunton, Carissa, we have Joseph Kilhog. He has run 42 consecutive years, so congratulations to Joseph.
Now, sometimes we have that information on the screen, but a lot of times, Scott, that was just from your noggin, wasn't it? You just knew that one?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Matthew Delaney from Falmouth, Doug Peterson from North Falmouth, Allie Woodruff from Marion.
We got a pom-pom cheerleader out here. I love that. John Powell from T-Ticket, Ryan Neville, Rochelle Maurer, Jack Burke from Falmouth, Sarah Reams, Guillermo Gonto, Michael Lawrence, Ella Erickson, and athletes representing the Glenn Doherty Memorial Foundation. 35 years in a row for Douglas McDonald. Where's Douglas? Put your hands up. Way to go, Douglas. Luke Sajorka, Stephen Vortuba, James Burrell from Falmouth, and Tracy Dunn, part of the Beantown Geezers. You're only 48. You're not a geezer, Tracy. Derek Hanavan, Kathleen Lynch. Greg O'Connell, Gregory Phillips, Julian Lamb, Bradford Townsend, Sarah Smith, Matt Giglio, Kara Brand, Thomas Thomason, Christopher Herbert.
William Riley, but he's number 400.
Got a little mom getting some help from her little ones crossing that line. Future Falmouth Road Racers out there. I think this is a race that lends to groups running together, teams running together. You're out there pushing the pace, but it's more fun when you do it with friends.
Well, I just want to know which one instigated the pain and the training, and hey, let's go run a race in warm weather and hurt a little bit. So hopefully hopefully those groups agreed together and somebody didn't just rope them all in.
Well, you know, either way.
That's all right.
Well, you know what? Once you get to the finish, you're proud no matter what, and that's really when the celebration and the party starts, as you know.
Well, it's usually somebody asks you to run a race and you're not quite sure, but then you end up doing it. Then once you get going and you start hurting a little bit, you're like, I really hate this person. But then, like you said, as soon as you finish a race, all of a sudden, you know, you're bonded. You're there for life.
Those endorphins come in strong. From Woods Hole, Olivia Morgan, Gary Palakis from East Falmouth, Aja Diaz-Mactos, Paul Whiting.
I want to give a shout out to Brian Baker, who just finished his 48th straight Falmouth. So congrats, we missed him coming across the finish line, but I want to give him a shout out. He got through it again in 51:58. I know we have Jack Carroll, a former Falmouth resident who now lives over in the Vineyard. He's running his 49th straight race. And okay, he's out there. He has not hit the 10K. We'll update you on that.
Just about to hit that, yep. One of our oldest runners ran over 35.
Colleen McLean from Falmouth is here. You know, we're in that zone where there's so many people coming, our screen just starts to fly, which is a testament to how much this race continues to grow, what a draw it continues to be. We're over an hour and 20 in, and we've got an hour plus of athletes to celebrate.
Yeah, just about 12,000 strong there. Also keeping an eye on your start line announcer, TK Skandarian, who you heard the voice of before you started this race. He'll be coming in the next mile or two. He jumped into the race after everybody started. So we've got a lot of great folks out there that all want to be a part of this, not only work this event, but run this. Have you ever thought about announcing maybe the start and then just jumping into the race?
I have done 2 Disney World half marathons and mini 10Ks. My dream is to announce the start of the Disney Marathon and then also run it, but then they make me announce the finish, which with a marathon is not always a given.
It'd be a little difficult.
No, I love what TK's doing, but I gotta say, riding on the press truck like you and I did, watching those course record-setting performances for the American women and the elite men was just tremendous to watch, and just amazing how much happens in those last mile.
Yeah, things really got going again. We talked about how that race kind of unfolded. Hampton, went out very conservatively, and we thought maybe he, it's only his second professional race ever. Maybe Beach to Beacon was just kind of all out, and then it just wasn't there anymore. But all of a sudden, he came on a tear in about the 3rd or 4th mile and just opened the race wide open and destroyed a really impressive record.
I mean, I think what we saw today with Hampton and Pamela, which we saw at Beach to Beacon as well, is the future of road racing, and it'll be interesting to watch to see where their careers progress from here. But it always starts here in the Northeast in the summer. How you doing, runners? Can I see those hands up? Let's celebrate this beautiful finish.
We just had Abigail Peterson finish. Kyle Garvey of East Falmouth. Hannah Birmingham of Falmouth. We're coming through fast and furious. Elizabeth Holden of Salem.
Rachel McCarthy, Caitlin Murphy, Roma Seaman, Felicity Cochran from T-Ticket, Maya Harris from Falmouth, Michael Holzman, and Megan Morrissey.
Got Aaron Lewis coming in from East Falmouth, Michael Mulligan from Mashpee, Scott Samet from East Falmouth, Tricia Hayden from Alpharetta, Georgia. Just folks from all over the place coming out to this beautiful event. Great destination event here at Falmouth.
Just had Sophie Holmes finish from Falmouth, Falmouth Academy student and an employee of Gelfie's Candies.
Oh, is she working no work today?
No. I hope she's at work by 5 tonight, though.
I'm wondering when I'm getting my Gelfie fudge.
We'll bring you some, Mark.
Okay, I'd love some Gelfie fudge.
All right.
Paul Matthews from Boston, Andrew Brennan from Halifax, Todd Muller from Philadelphia, Michelle Duchette from North Andover, Craig Gibson coming on in here, Katie Jordan from Andover, Colin Quirk from New York, New York. Welcome everybody. Want to make sure we keep this energy up here, fans. We need to keep cheering, clapping, celebrating.
That's right. They're going to bring the pace. You bring the energy. Spectators, thank you for cheering for the people you love and the strangers you don't know. We got a little flag combo on the way, a little USA Brazil, I think, combo running on in.
We got Matthew Cole of Falmouth, Natalie Moore, Falmouth, Michael O'Connell from East Falmouth, Emerson Keith from Falmouth. Congratulations. They've all come across the finish line.
Fast and furious, celebrating they get to do this, that today is a day where our body is capable of running 7 beautiful miles, and no matter the speed, that is worth celebrating. Natalia Moore, Matthew Cole.
Again, want to give a big shout out, of course, to our title sponsor here, ASICS, allowing us to create the best experience for our participants and athletes. ASICS, sound mind, sound body. Big shout out to our sponsors of our
We got Phil Gesson from Falmouth.
Want to
Zach Murphy.
Dana Farber and the Jimmy Fund.
Another Californian in the group there, Chris Fields, Sean Flynn from Falmouth, Lulu Rourke, and Thomas McCarthy.
Cat 1000 coming on in. Rachel Volke from East Falmouth.
We got Daniel Fleer of Falmouth, Amy Flanagan from East Falmouth, no relation, Rafael Hernandez, Bridget Moses, Hannah Shields of Mashpee, Mark Lively running for Team Chase, Jackson Bridges of Falmouth. Congratulations, crossing that finish line right now. Tatum Whalen of Woods Hole, Olivia Almeida of East Falmouth, Jamie Veltri running for Dana Farber of Glenshaw, Pennsylvania, Dan Canale of North Falmouth.
We got
Darren Fry of Mashpee. Darren's running for I Got You.
Ruth Mahon representing the community center here. Crystal Knowlton from East Falmouth, Leah Leandries, Team Recovery Without Walls, Charles Tufo, and Mike McDonough, the Journey to Parenthood Foundation.
We got Dan Gesson, who just finished. He's a Falmouth. Alexa Abley running for the Lurie Center for Autism. Lindsay Morse of Falmouth. Carolyn Shearer, West Falmouth. Nice job, Carolyn. Maeve McGuire of North Falmouth. I know we're all waiting. I think Bill Riley, local legend, lives on the Cape. Bill is getting up there in age now, but he's still going strong. We'll be looking for him. I think he's around close to 6.8 miles, so he'll be coming down that hill shortly.
Deborah Sandowski talking about coming down that hill. Peter Umanowitz, Francesca Hunt, Jared Wyman, Jim Marsh, welcome to your finish line.
Hayden Green from Oceanside, New York. Not Oceanside, California, where I'm from. Oceanside, New York.
Just different oceans on different sides.
Yeah, different oceans, different sides. Regan Vaughn from Milton. John Marcus from Boston. Lee Hurd from Winchester. Sydney Boucher from Somerville. Paul Campos from Barnstable. Margot Conley. Kristen Morin from Marshfield coming on in strong. Patrick O'Neill from Holliston. Jack Shea from Braintree. Robert Meisterman from Falmouth.
I think we got coming down the hill right now. Bill Riley in the green top, the white visor.
90 years young right there. Let's give this young man a big round of applause here. He's in the green vest there with the white cap right in the middle of the road.
Come on, Falmouth, 90 years old. If you're under 90, you better make some noise for this man.
Mr. Bill Riley. Bill, give us a wave. Come on, Bill.
We should all be so lucky to be able to do this at 90. She's there raising her hand. She wants some cheers right there. Team ALZ, Ending Alzheimer's. More of our great charity athletes.
We got Galen Robbins coming over the line right now. Congrats, Galen.
I thought you were going to say Galen Rupp when you went with the Galen Ruhr.
Yeah,
you know?
really, that threw me off there. I'm still shocked over the 90 years old still out there.
Well, you know,
plugging away. I love it.
Tony could be announcing at 90. He's already been here for 50 years.
This is true. This is true.
We got Jeannie Estes from Falmouth, local high school grad, class of 81.
Wow, that's a lot of information, Scott.
William and Katie McNeil from Falmouth. McNeil's in the house.
Daniel Abel of East Falmouth, Michael Asaro of Falmouth, Kathleen Cook of Falmouth, all coming through the line right now.
And it looks like Nathan Excander from Braintree is coming on in.
We got a hand-in-hand finish. I love those couples finishing together. Got to do that with my husband last year's New York City Marathon. We ran the whole way together and didn't argue, which felt like a bigger victory than finishing the marathon.
We got Dennis McDonald of Woodbine, Maryland, has run at least 42 times So congratulations to him. We got John Daigle of Falmouth. We have Hannah Faulkner that just finished, our executive director's daughter. So congratulations, Hannah. I'm sure Mom fed you well this morning. Matthew Gomes of East Falmouth. Meg Radzik of East Falmouth. Lily McDonald.
Brian Andrews, Julie Giannotti, Lindsay Jasmine, Joanne Steingart from East Falmouth, Katie Dunn of Marissa's Mission.
So we have another local legend, Jack Carroll, that I mentioned. He's running his 49th. I've been told he was at the top of the hill, so we'll look for him. Hopefully Jack can give us a wave.
Rachel Reed from Catskill, New York. Ryan Bertone coming on in. Erica Leone. Bo Wilson from Hingham. Julie White from Quincy. Megan Gonzad from Warminster. Thomas Madigan from Groton. Michael Vital coming on in. Jimmy Androdi from Sandwich. Teddy Black from T-Ticket. Paul Olson from New York, New York. Welcome. Matthew Rice from Boston. Susan Droster from Hingham. Audrey Conrad from Cambridge. John Sanderson from Medfield. James Howard from Shirley, Mass. Julie Moore from Wellesley. That's right next door to me. Rebecca Wright from Falmouth. Deidre Hartz from Milton. Caroline Fitzpatrick from Boston. Welcome back. Kristen White from Falmouth. Paige Gillette from Andover. Any relationship to the Gillette family? I don't know. Maybe. Megan Nannon from Falmouth. Chris Cummings from Mashpee. Alex Florio from Boston.
We've made it to Taylor Swift time here at the finish line.
I was going to say, this is your second win right here.
Calm down, Carissa.
This is Carissa's second win
remember,
song.
2 years ago, I left immediately from here to go see Taylor
Swift in
London.
There he is, Mr. Jack Carroll. Race 49 right there. Congratulations, Jack.
Guys, make some noise for Jack. 49 years in a row, making it here, going the distance.
Amazing. Those big numbers are fewer and fewer all the time, so congratulations to Jack. He was elite back in the day, and he's still elite. And here we go with Slade Michael Burton coming across in the red shirt right there. Once again, 20 minutes behind his wife.
And it's time for the Scott Comedy Hour as well. Madison Ogilvie, Rachel Romanowski, Hope McDonald, Jordan Rose from Falmouth, and Lori Roney.
We got the famous Guy Morse down there.
I did just give Guy a wave.
It's always great to have his support around here.
Madeline Young from Marlborough coming on in. Thomas Gugno from Dennisport. Macy Chase from Falmouth. She's chasing the rest of this field. Amy Johnson from Falmouth. Morgan Doherty from Raynham. Shannon Brady coming on in from Norwood. Scott McLeod from Braintree. Nicole Foley from Braintree. A lot of Braintree folks in here.
Oh, did not run?
Coulter Martin from Falmouth. Welcome back. Elaine DeLuca from Medfield. Carrie Ann Reardon from Buzzards Bay.
We got Megan Doherty of Falmouth. Ella Biarca Taras of Hatchfield. Congrats, Ella. We got Cindy Copa from Falmouth. Andrew Kelly from Quincy just finished. Congratulations, Andrew. Back again. Oh, there he is out there. Give us a wave, Andrew. There he is. Former board member Karen Bissonette's son.
Look at this guy waving the arms, looking for the cheers. Make some noise, Falmouth, for these amazing athletes out there. Get those cowbells going.
Gabby Holmes of Falmouth.
I can just hear the ambient cowbell noise in our headset. Can you hear it?
is.
Can you hear it as well?
I can hear it every once in a while.
The cowbell that doesn't
Let's
stop.
keep shaking those cowbells, folks. Keep making the noise.
Also want to give a shout out to Glenn Pokraka, who finished. We missed him coming by. And his brother, Gary, that also is in the field. And I think there's another one of them. They're up there in numbers.
The cheers, the applause, it's like a tunnel of love, support for the loved ones, the strangers, support for Michael Barrett, Katie Cow, Hal Rod, Seamus O'Doherty, Joseph Murphy, Peter Clay, Casey O'Boyle, Meryl Summers, and Michael Doland.
I just tell you what, Carissa, I mean, just looking up the road there, the angle that we have here, just looking up, you look away for a little bit and then you look back and you think there's going to be nobody there, and it's just massive amount of people as a part of this event coming down. I don't think there's any scenic finish that beats that, honestly.
You know, it's just timed perfectly, that hill right at that moment, the beautiful vistas. And hopefully these athletes took time to take it all in, fill themselves with gratitude and celebration here for Madison Metzdorf, Carla Lopez Gaudio, Daniel Sprague out of Falmouth, Jessica Yerkes, Karen Akins, Abigail Dolan, and Christine Meringue.
I want to give a shout out to Greg Pokraka, who I think finished his 52nd. They're saying that after Brian, he's next in line for the most consecutive. So
wow.
Greg ran 68 minutes.
Wow.
He's still a young man, so he's got a ways to go, too.
That's remarkable.
Timothy Lina Weaver, 70 years young, coming on in here.
Congrats, Timmy.
We got to give our
Timmy's run
70s.
34 of them.
Yeah, we give him a little toot toot if you're over 70.
Oh, it's a toot
yeah,
toot over 70.
We give him a little.
I'll remember that. I'll remember that.
And a double toot for Timmy, who's got 34 in.
Yes, he's got boop, 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 boop. You know, it's like DJ Khaled. We're giving him all the love.
Jimmy Simmons, 16 years old, out there running his race.
We got Janine Valley of East Falmouth. She's out there helping keep everyone fit during the off season. I've taken a couple classes with Janine. She works us hard. Oh, I think we got TK.
We sure do.
Where's TK Skandarian? He's got to get his arms up for us so we see where he is. He was your start line announcer. He was the voice that you heard all morning long in the start.
Oh, he just finished. We missed him. TK's past the start line, so congrats, TK. Thanks for all your work.
Where is the announcer mat?
The
Announcer mat is way up there at the top of the hill.
Okay. I know, I don't see it.
But they're saying about the timing.
Sydney, Lydia, Nikki, Thomas, Sophie, Alicia, Olivia, and more. Say hello to your Falmouth finish line.
We got another Faulkner that just finished. Daughter number 2 of Megan, Grace, just finished. So congratulations to both Faulkner girls out there.
In about a half an hour, maybe. All right.
All right, one of our amazing chair athletes coming in. We got a crew, the support. It's just so amazing, these chair athletes, what they overcome, what it takes to get through out there on the course, and the support of the community, because endurance sports is an inclusive community, and that is the most beautiful part about it. Michael Smith from Quincy, Caitlin McGrath, Anka DeHellian, James Thompson, Sean Doherty from Falmouth. Shout out to Team Achilles, another fantastic charity organization.
So we want to make a quick announcement. So we have the Tommy's Place Road Race Sweepstakes. Our poster artist, Mr. Charles Wright, is raffling off the original, so you can still get in on that. All proceeds go to Tommy's Place. So we have a link here, and if you can find that, maybe I can put it up on the board here. You can scan it, and you can enter.
Jackie Dugan from Monson coming on in. Joseph Ballou from New York. Ben Brody from Boston. Jake Wilmarth from Halifax. Hey!
I didn't run the whole thing.
You didn't run the whole thing?
No.
Frank Shorter's up here, legendary runner here up on the podium.
Yeah, so we're with Frank. So you jumped in, and here you are. How'd you feel?
Yeah, well, I hate to say it, but I marked off my timing so they wouldn't know how slowly I was going. And I only jumped in at about 2 miles and walked, and just ended up. But I felt like I should at least do as much as I can at this point.
Frank, you've earned that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have earned it. We appreciate that.
Well, the last time I ran it, I almost finished last. I was right ahead of the sag wagon, and I thought I was last. So I said, okay, I'll go last. But there were some people behind me, and it turns out I thought I could claim to be the only person who ever finished first and last at Falmouth. But it didn't happen.
Well,
I don't know,
there's
Frank.
still
I think
time, Frank.
I think those were unofficial. I don't know. I think we gave you the official
I
last
think you
place.
might be the official first and last finisher.
But I'll keep participating for as long as I can.
Frank, talk about your memories here, Frank. What do you, when you think back of Falmouth, what sticks out for you?
Well, certain memories, like the one I really had today was when I got to the 10-kilometer point. I was looking and I couldn't see the marker. I saw 6. And I remember when both Rod Dixon and I, and Rod had won here, he's from New Zealand, and we were on the far side of the bell curve. We were going down in performance, so we weren't winning. But I caught him at the 10K mark, and he looked at me and he was mad. And so he and I have always had this thing about racing each other. But, you know, great runner, and that's how we are. And that kind of memory, that's what I have. And the other, I'd always get to 4 miles on Surf Drive and go, oh no. I got 3 to go. But again, the crowd was great, and thanks. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Frank, for participating. Thanks for being here and supporting us. And we just love having you. So, Falmouth resident, Frank Shorter.
Yeah, and my wife, Michelle, if you're here, if you finished yet, I'm up here having fun.
All right, we just had Mr. Tom Souza come through the finish line right there. Congrats, Tommy. That was pretty cool to get Frank up here.
Frank was one of those athletes that certainly my generation looked up to. I mean, he was just absolutely dominant racer there in the 70s and into the 80s. And it just was great to see him still out here and wanting to be a part of this event any way that he possibly can.
Yeah, it was great. So we got Deedzis Volden from Brookline. She's run about 40 times. Angela Celia from North Falmouth. Jen Barrett DeMarzo of Watertown.
We just had a firefighter there finish with his helmet on, so thank you to all of our first responders and all of our police, our fire, our medical who out there along the course this morning.
Absolutely, we appreciate you.
Running with the red, white, and blue right there to remembering those who serve. Again, there's so much why, so much heart in the endurance running community.
John McLeod of Falmouth. We got Eddie Martin of York. Alicia Yan of Boston. We got Howard Houseman from Falmouth. Marisa Victoria from Falmouth. All coming through right now. All crossing that finish line. Still a lot of smiles out there. I don't see anyone struggling today, Carissa.
Well, I'm expecting to see smiles from the beginning all the way till that last finisher, which this year apparently will not be Frank Shorter, but that's all right. We're going to celebrate every single victory. And you guys out there, as you come down that line, look at the water, look at the finish line, and smile because you have done it. And be proud of that. The clock doesn't matter. It just matters that you went there and that you're going to celebrate that moment.
We got Nancy Antonucci of Mansfield. We got Samantha Corcoran of Falmouth and John Beatty of Falmouth. all coming through. Margaret Flatley from Charleston, Mass. Renee Martin of East Falmouth. Ashley Allen of Weymouth. Daniel Kerrigan from the Boys and Girls Club of Dorchester from Milton, Mass. Kelly Collins of Braintree.
I want to throw another shout out to our title sponsor, ASICS. Their remarkable support allows us to create the best experience for the participants. And as they say, ASICS, sound mind, sound body, and we've been grateful for their years of support. Here comes the red, white, and blue, carrying it all the way. Thank you, sir.
Nancy Sullivan of Falmouth. Charlotte Stephen of Haddonview. Mary Sue England of Falmouth. That away, Mary Sue. Patrick Holt. We got Erin Murdoch. We got Joanne Fisher of East Falmouth. Jennifer Grivers of Falmouth. Tina Rude. That away, Tina.
Got a little celebration there, the hands up. Coming home, Ellen Malloy, Caitlin Hughes, Paige LaFrancois, Beth Mee, Nicole Samortis, Dylan Gint, Lisa Weber, and Cassandra Eustace from Falmouth.
Speaking of celebrating, how about a big shout out to all my folks over there at Shipwrecked? How's everybody doing over there at Shipwrecked? And my man Paul Clark up there on the stage up above. Big shout out to Paulie.
I know you want to, you'll get there.
I will get there. I will get there and go see Paul and
Your credential says you're allowed in.
enjoy
so.
Shipwrecked. Enjoy the party.
But your Tito's party, you're like T-minus 35
Yeah, the Tito's.
minutes
The
to
Tito's is the
time.
pre-party.
Yeah.
And then Shipwrecked is the post-party for sure. I got to get up there with Paul and have a beverage or two.
We got Robert Sullivan, who just came through from Brockton, Mass. He's run the race 38 times.
People just keep coming back and coming back and coming back to this race.
That streak, you can't end the streak. You got to keep it going. We got Sean and Ben Chase coming through together from Falmouth. Grace Murphy, Michael Ryan, Erica McDonald of Canton. We got Braden Lumping of North Falmouth, Eric Mulvey, Newport, Jennifer Hinckley of Falmouth, class of 81 right there. Carrie Sloan, East
37
Falmouth.
times for Jennifer.
37
good
times
for
for Jennifer.
her.
I know. We love that. Do you have a streak in any race, Mark?
I got no streak.
No streaks?
No, I don't have any. I was like a one and done. I'd go in there, do damage, take the money
Or it
and
would
run.
damage you.
Or damage me, take the money and run.
I've only have announcing streaks, but I think those are good too.
Those are good as well. It's good to keep coming back. You meet people every day, beautiful people here in Falmouth. Sometimes I was over at Jack's the other night having dinner, met a nice lady there. I just chatted for about a half hour. I got food to go, and it just sit there cold because I didn't care. I was enjoying the conversation.
We got Caitlin O'Malley from T-Ticket just coming through. We got Cameron Page of Falmouth.
Now, you did have a streak of getting some delicious steaks every time you come here in Falmouth.
I do, yeah. The tomahawks. I don't know if they're still serving those, but that's definitely good fill and get the energy up and ready for today.
Jenna Fischillo, Ed Hughes, Rachel Vane, Adam Jones, Kenneth Merrick, Alana Kelly, Brian Pazienza, Caroline Cook, Mr. Terry Souza coming through.
With Kelly Souza.
With Kelly. who's a big volunteer for us.
Souzas in the house.
Oh, look at that. Maybe they should go hand in hand. What do you think?
Where's the Souzas?
Oh, there they go.
Souzaza.
Kelly and Terry.
See, they did, or they were already
cute.
doing it.
How cute was that?
I love that. I love when there's that joy. You see it on their face, the celebration. We need more of that. Look at that. We got 3 hands and hands and hands.
Love it.
Right there, another one of our great charity teams. Our numbers for nonprofits just continuing to raise staggering number of money for so many fantastic charities.
Dana-Farber is just one of the most amazing organizations, around. They give back so much. They do so much for everybody, and there's just so many people wanting to raise money for Dana-Farber every year, every race. Boston Marathon here, numerous races around the country. It's just great to see them in such big numbers here. Jim Martin from Falmouth getting ready to come on in. Cormac Hayes Kristen Glenn from Boston, Kira Baglio, Ty Mansfield from Newport, Kelly Dunn from Quincy, Nick Palmerino, Paul Vera, Valerie Messina from Falmouth. Welcome, Valerie. Jill White from Medford, Stephanie Tincati running for the Gronk Nation Youth Foundation.
All right.
Holly and Kevin Johnson. Where's the Johnsons at? Raise your hands up in the air, Johnsons. We want to see you come across. Tim Fisori.
Want to give a shout out to Sarah Vokey, who came through in her fastest time ever. We missed her coming through, but she's all passed, probably having a hot dog right now.
We got Darian Gorby, Nick Garreau out of Westwood, Ashley Lawrence from Marion, Andrew McKenzie from Falmouth, Margaret O'Donovan, Leslie Wise, and Abby Walsh. Another hand-in-hand finish. All right, if you don't even know the person next to you, just grab their hand and finish like you do.
I always tell people, every time I announce races at the very start, everybody's kind of giving themselves a lot of room at the start, and the race directors always need them to get bunched up and get close to the line. And I always say, look, you're all going to get out there and get sweaty and sticky and familiar with each other. So why not hold some hands? Why not wear some tutus?
The tutu
As we got the tutu crew.
Doing it for Ellie out there.
Christian Valley, who just came through. We got Dennis Rogers of Sharon, Mass. We're saying that he's running in his 52nd. So, I don't know. Greg McCracker says he's next in line. I don't know.
Well, if anybody can get to the bottom of it, it's you, Scott.
We're going to have to investigate.
But you know what? As long as they keep coming back, that's what we love.
That's all that matters.
Smile when you get to this finish line. It is a beautiful day to go the distance. Representing Tommy's place right there.
John Khalil from Falmouth coming on in. Mullen Kingery. Alexander Grant from Falmouth. Maura Cutler from Plymouth. Rose Dory from Hingham running for Dana Farber. Lauren Richardson from Bellerica. I used to say Bellerica, and I got killed on that one. It's not Bellerica. Bellerica.
Bellerica.
Bellerica.
You just play that announcer game where if you're not sure, you just don't say it.
Well, it's okay to mispronounce a last name. It's just not okay to insult an entire town by mispronouncing it. You don't say, I used to say Peabody. That was another one. Haverhill. That's Haverhill. Some interesting pronunciations around here, but beautiful towns, beautiful people, beautiful race, beautiful day.
Look at this beautiful finish right here. He's got a little sass and pizzazz there.
Love it. We had Daniel Pimento that just finished from Falmouth. Let's see here. We got Veronica Rosenblatt running for Tommy's place of East Falmouth. Tenley Lubash from Falmouth. Michael Callan of Falmouth. Hayden Anderson of T-Ticket all coming through. Joanne Friedis running for the Heart Warrior Foundation.
Is this man running with an orange juice or a mimosa, or does he already have a beer? He's having a good time, whatever it is. Nice bearded finish right there with Mike looking good. I love a nice long beard finish, although I think we might have the long beard champion here in the VIP with us, Dan, wherever he is.
I don't know. Brian Salzburg's got a pretty good one going as well. He's got a beautiful Santa Claus beard rocking. Molly McGrail coming on in from Worcester. Emma Grieve from Worcester running for Why Me and Sherry's House. Yasmin Hernandez from Revere. Lisa Totora from Norton. Christina Bowen from Falmouth. Salvatore Trefilio from Randolph. Caitlin Burke, Eddie Burke's family member.
Yeah. Gives us a chance to thank Eddie for all of his services over the years. He was our first Volunteer of the Year winner, and sadly we lost him this year, but it's nice that his family is carrying on the tradition of Falmouth.
Again, cannot thank the volunteers enough out here. I mean, there's no race in the world, much less country or even this race, that can be run without volunteers. So another big shout out to all the volunteers.
Let's make some noise for the volunteers. Put your hands together for our volunteers.
Thank you, everybody.
Falmouth local and I'm not going to run next year, how about you volunteer? You can change the course of somebody's race, their experience, by just being there. The volunteers are truly that amazing.
Did you just use a pun there? Change the course of someone's race?
Maybe I did.
Hopefully they don't accidentally take somebody off course.
No, they do.
They want to keep them on course.
Their encouragement, they look at you in the eye, they tell you you're doing great.
Yeah, let's just stop saying the word course. Amanda Brooks from Boston coming on in. Aaron McDonough. Jess Stanley from Yarmouth.
There's Team Donut. Sounds delicious, David.
Team Donut.
I'll take a donut.
Oh,
A
jeez.
donut, a sandwich, a fritter, I don't know. Lobster roll.
Tito's. Laura Woodruff from Plymouth coming on in. Charles Hannon from Arlington.
I want to give a shout out to Mr. Cam Agresta, who finished in 66 minutes. We missed him coming through, but his dad passed away last year, a good friend of mine, and Cam and his brother Tom are both running in Joe's honor. So Joe was big in fundraising for the Samaritans, so we miss him, but his boys are carrying on his tradition.
We had a big group of locals come on in there, so we're going to try to recognize them. Lee and Lucy Armour, Rachel Morrison, Pamuel McIntyre, Anna Clark-Boulin, Colin LaFountain, Matthew Sprague, and Carla Kildstedt.
We just saying Wayne Racklin from Montgomery, Texas, ran his 45th. That's a pretty far way to come, 45 times, but congratulations. Dan O'Neill of Norwell.
James and Molly. Two young ones there from Falmouth coming on in. The Rodriguezes. Audrey Cohen from Newton Center. Olivia Adams from Mansfield. Jenna Bisco from Duxbury. Kristen Eaton from Plymouth. Anne-Marie O'Donnell from Falmouth. Nice job there, Anna-Marie. David White from Westboro. Sydney Mascara from Carlisle. Kristen Ridge running for ALS 1 out of Bridgewater. Welcome back. Laura Francis from Rumford. Joey Cody from Braintree. Gina Sanderson from Gilbertville, Mass. Shannon Frazier from Northeastern. Matt Phelps from Hanson. Katie Martin from Falmouth. Welcome back, Katie. Sarah Carton from Falmouth. Rita Nelson from Falmouth. Robert Parker from Houston, Texas. Thanks for coming out for this race. Tom Rutledge from East Falmouth. Blake Linehan from South Boston. Sandra Haggerty from Roxbury, Connecticut. Ed Grace from Charlestown. David Armstrong from Shrewsbury. Kara Winslow from Yarmouth Port. Savannah Roth from Fairhaven. Jane Perry from Manalius. Daniel Gossard from Falmouth. And Rachel Hester from Falmouth getting ready to finish up. Monica Manning from Boston. Isaiah Reed from Falmouth. Isabella Turcotte from Falmouth running for the Heron Project. Daniel Lawrence from Simsbury, Connecticut. Philo Pappas from North Falmouth. That's a great name.
We got Ryan Frawley of Orleans, Mass. coming through right now. That away, Ryan. Crystal Mello. We got Jessica Rittenauer. I missed Mr. Greg Filippetti, who ran out there in 69 minutes. So great job for Greg. I think that's a PR for him. So we missed him coming through. We got Rob Rittenauer of East Falmouth. Kara Ashley of Falmouth. Mac Dennett of Norton. We got Nathan Currier running for Cape Cod Challenger Club of Yarmouth, Mass. Tom Tierney of Hyde Park. Stephen Baird of Billerica. We got John Bojanowski of Alexandria, Virginia. Oh, nope, he's from Falmouth. Mackenzie Madden from Falmouth. Lindsay Joseph, West Warwick. We have the Drinkwaters, Susan and Chase coming through.
What a great last name for today. Warm conditions, hey, drink water.
I love it. Maybe they could be a sponsor somehow.
That's absolutely, they need to look into that. John McLaughlin from Falmouth coming on in. Kelsey Orlson from Harwich running for Dana Farber. Patricia Winberg running for American Lung Association out of Plymouth. Mallory Cox running for Journey to Parenthood. Ashley Jennings, Parkinson's Foundation, running out of Andover. Aaron Hoffman from Norton. A lot of the charity runners starting to come on in here.
A lot of them,
Near the end of the race. Again, a lot of these folks, they don't race that often. They don't run that often, but when they do, it counts.
It means a lot to them. So we just have someone's, if someone's lost an iPhone here, we got here up on the desk here. So a nice little picture of a family on the front here. Looks like they're hiking.
Let me try the trick here. Sometimes you can ask. Sometimes you can ask. Hey Siri, whose phone is this?
Does it do that, Mark?
Sometimes it does it.
Look at you, Mr. Techie.
I try to be, but it's not working.
Wow.
Yeah, that's all right.
You learn something every day.
Sometimes you just ask. You can ask Siri what the name is. It works on my phone.
Nice.
And I lose my phone all the time.
Ella and Peter Welch of Falmouth just came through together.
Susan Buckley from Barnstable. Christine Hausman from Falmouth.
We got Ashlyn Devaney of North Falmouth running for the Hannon Foundation. Adam Palmer of East Falmouth. Kelly Monty of Falmouth. Kevin Rooney of Bridgewater. Jeffrey Celestino of Falmouth. We got Mary Crow. We got Jenna Clark all coming through. Catherine McCarthy. We got Mark Goff. Vicki Dunn. Elizabeth Murphy from the Blue Star Families of New England. Terry Byrne of ALS 1.
Thomas Trainer of Falmouth, Mass. Coming on in here. Mark Mimo from Barnstable. Catherine Ferranti running for Dana Farber out of Falmouth. Paulina Bartholomew coming on in. Adrian Thorpe from North Falmouth. John England from Falmouth. Sue O'Connor from Hudson. Deborah Johnson from Dedham, Mass. Allison Watson from Quincy.
So, Mark, we've turned into Lost and Found. We got an earbud here that just came off at the finish line. It was, I guess, a woman with a pink bib. So, a woman with a pink bib who finished recently, you've lost an earbud, and it's up here with us.
We start to get a lot of Lost and Found items about this time of each event I do, and I try not to walk away with phones and earbuds and sunglasses, but sometimes the sunglasses end up in my car.
Yep. We got Molly Madden of Falmouth. Jenna Orlando, East Falmouth. Karen Keeler of Falmouth. Kimberly McClemens of Middleborough. I'm not sure I got that one right. Amy Burns.
And Greg Burns, both of Fayetteville, New York. Where are the Burns family? There you are. Is that the Burns right here? Hey! Arms up in the air. Happy to run together.
6.8.
Okay.
Amy Noyes from Wolcott, Vermont. Mary Beth Smales running for Association to Preserve Cape Cod. Let's preserve Cape Cod, folks.
She's going to win her age group.
Jennifer Rocha from Seekonk.
We have another special runner out there, Mark. Margaret Patch. She's 89 years old.
Wow.
She's won her age group a number of years in a row. She's not sure if this is her last or not. She's putting it in God's hands, she said, whether she comes back or not. But she's coming near the finish, so we'll look out for Margaret.
Greg Michigan from Swampscott. Kyle Dooley from Nashville, Tennessee. I was just down in Nashville recently. Wonderful meet down there. Michael Feenan from Falmouth raising over $7,000 for Mass General. Thank you for all that you do for that organization. Marianne Gibbs from Mashpee. Nikki Coates from West Yarmouth. Annie Yang from Quincy. Nicholas Pesamento from Falmouth. Haley Hendrickson from North Attleboro. Alita Kelleher running for cystic fibrosis. Get ready to come across Kim Swift from Marion. Crystal Solomine running for Mass Down syndrome out of East Falmouth. Janelle Lavelle from Swampscott. James O'Reilly from North Scituate. Jim Keefe running for Tommy's Place. Jess Russell all the way from Dallas, Texas. Alexis Healy from Nashua. Juliana Oliveira from Sandwich. Anne-Marie Adams from Mansfield. Welcome to the finish. Still got lots and lots of folks out there. The crowd, the racing crowd has dwindled down a little bit, but lots of amazing folks out there, amazing stories, and an amazing accomplishment to come out here and run in these warm conditions. It hasn't got much warmer, but it is warm. Cassidy Savage from Harwich. Alexis Legace from Worcester coming on in. That was another one, Worcester. Worcester, right? Isn't it? No, Worcester. I don't know what happened there.
But as a sauce, Worcester, it's hard to say anyway, like any version of that word.
I watch the cooking shows, and a lot of times they just say, no, they just say W sauce. They don't even bother trying to pronounce it in the cooking videos. They just say, drop in some W sauce.
Look at that celebration in the blue shirt, got the hands up. We call it the hallelujah finish. You know, when you got both hands up and you're like, I did it. That's that
I'm
moment.
done. Thank goodness,
exactly.
I'm done.
It's not a mirage. You're at your finish line.
You've done it. You've done it.
I think we got Margaret Patch. Is that you out there, Margaret? Let's give it up for Margaret Patch. 89 years old.
In the red shirt there with the white hat. Let's give this young lady a big round of applause.
All right, Falmouth, 89. I need more. Give me more cheers. She's 89 and she's gorgeous.
Come on, VIPs here. Let's give it up. Put your drink down and clap.
Or give her a drink while she's finishing.
Or give her a drink. Nice job, young lady. Daniel Toth and Alexandria Toth. The Toths. The Toths. Where are the Toths? Are they coming in? Claire Einsberg from Cambridge.
We got Emily Poltrack, a 4-time Boston marathoner and a stroke survivor. Way to go, Emily.
I want to give a shout out to Tom Agresta, who just came over the finish line. Congrats, Tom. Your dad is proud.
Some of our beautiful black women run coming in right now. We love those guys.
Holly Solderman from Webster, Mass. Michaela Colin from Kingston. Steve Baldwin from Falmouth. Bernard Wood coming in from Falmouth, 78 years young.
Woo woo! And 72, Gail. We love our 70 and strong finishers.
Where's Bernard at? Put your hands up in the air, Bernard. Is that Bernard coming across there? There he is. Where'd it go, Bernard?
72, Chris Coniglio. Woo woo! And Kirsty Alatonen from T-Ticket.
Ava Fox from East Brookfield, Mass.
And she's just 15, so we're going from 79 to 15.
She's running for Spina Bifida.
And Scott's gone all grandpa mode on us right now. We've got Nora here at the finish line.
Ben Flanagan up on the stage here. Ben, come on over here.
The work is never done, Ben. You're dadding, you're lead athleting.
Thanks. Oh, that works. So I'm up here with Ben Flanagan. So Ben, you know, how'd you feel out there?
I'm really happy. It was a hard day. I mean, the leaders went out at literally course record pace, which was amazing, and I wasn't ready for that, so I had to run my own race a bit. Finished 15th overall, and I'm really happy. It was a fun day out there.
How was the crowd out there?
Oh, crowd's always amazing. That's a given. So mile 5, I really needed them, and as always, they show up, and mile 6 to 7 was my best thanks to them.
Well, we're hoping next year you'll be back. Maybe we'll go after that 4th next year. We'll be in better shape.
I hope so. If I want it, I got to be in course record shape because these guys aren't getting any slower. So congrats to Haptum, Samuel, the winner today, and best of luck to everyone else continuing to race.
Awesome.
Best of luck to you, actually. You're getting ready for Chicago Marathon this year. Is that correct?
That's correct. So
how's your prep going, going into Chicago this year?
It's going really well so far. I'm getting used to the higher mileage, and today was a great indicator. So 440 pace was hard today, but a good sign that I can handle it, you know, despite a high training block right now.
Do you ever do any runs with her up on your shoulders there?
Only if I have Scott Gelfie with me beside, not on my shoulders, but she'll hop in the back of the bike, and
nice.
Yeah, we all run together, which is pretty awesome.
Our last 18 miler, she was on the bike with us.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a question. So Connor Mance was staying with Scott. Did you and Connor get to talk a little bit about Chicago? It's a course that he obviously knows pretty well and has had some success there. Did he give you any tips?
That would have been a good idea. Connor and I are both such nerds that we just talked about every running stat we could find. We've got so many similarities. But before the weekend's done, I'm going to be picking his brain and get everything I can from him about how to run well in Chicago, because he's a master at it.
Another thing you guys have in common is that juggle of being a dad and being an elite runner. So what did you guys connect about there?
Yeah, so Connor's baby was born almost 4 weeks ago now. So he just started that journey, and for me, it's just exciting to tell him about how amazing it is, and just gets better and better. So, you know, Nora on my shoulders here is 16 months, and you just love him more and more every day. So I'm really excited for him to get to experience that.
Well, she's doing a great job adjusting your sunglasses and fixing your always stylish hair. So, Ben, thank you for joining us up here.
Thanks so much, and appreciate it.
Thank you, Nora.
That was cute, just seeing her constantly keep moving his sunglasses.
That's how you can tell he's an elite athlete. Everything's going on up here, and he's still focused on the task. All right, did we miss anybody, Scott, in that moment?
No, well, an interesting little fact here is at our home, we have Connor Mann staying with us. We have Morgan Beadlescombe, and, of course, Ben, and the three of them have all won Manchester Road Race.
There you go.
And Edwin Kurgert won this last year, so we had 4 Manchester Road Race champions in the field today, more than actually Falmouth Road Race champions.
Well, it sounds like if you want to win Manchester, you got to go stay at the Gelfie house.
I think that's the thing.
I think that's the trick.
Now, Scott, I know you're a little bit of a track nerd. So is it like Christmas morning for you when you wake up and they're kind of all there in the morning?
Yes. I mean, especially now with Ben in the mix, the nerves are definitely flying.
You know, you and I, both of us, you know, somehow married by different ways into Olympian families. So we're Olympian adjacent now,
I
Scott.
know, it's crazy.
But not us, just so everyone understands. Scott and I are not elite caliber at running.
Yeah, and also I'd love to give a shout out to your dad, Carissa. You know, he was such a legend in the sport, and I know we lost him this past year, and we're very sorry for that. But, you know, what a great man, and, you know, he set the tone, so many different training methods, and so, you know, our condolences.
Thank you. We appreciate that. And you even heard Frank Shorter said he did a little run-walk. So Jeff is smiling down there, knowing that the run-walk-run method is still carrying people towards the finish line.
Michael and Tracy Vasili from Wakefield.
Thank you.
Coming on in.
A little sprint here, a little fight to the finish.
Come on, let's bring it home. Bring it home.
We got Mr. Phil Nero that finished. He's a former age group winner.
Diana Hanley from Londonderry. Brittany Lawyer from East Falmouth, and Brittany Clarkson from Falmouth. So the Brittany's are in.
Nice.
We got Elizabeth Fitzpatrick from Dorchester, Emily DeFabian from Indian Trail, North Carolina. Not quite sure where that is. My daughter's in school at Elon. Don't know how close that is to Indian Trail. Stephen Romano from South Yarmouth.
Ron Zweig from Woods Hole.
Ron Zweig, 79 years young right here. Let's give it up for Ron. VIPs, let's give it up for him here. 79 years young.
Now, I'm instigating a new rule here in the VIP. And the more Tito's you've had, the more you have to cheer.
Yes.
So we're expecting a lot from you. So if I can see you with the Tito's, and if we say give it up for, you just go crazy.
You gotta go crazy.
I would think that's natural, though, right? A little more.
Yeah, we just want to make sure they're tuned into it.
It's obligatory.
It should come together.
We're asking a lot of you, but you've been given a lot.
It's a contract that you signed when you got that ticket in there. Jenny White from Milton, John Dooley from Raynham, Amy Coe running for Reach Beyond out of Boston, Francesca Harris running for Brain Injury Association of Mass, Kenneth Pina from South Yarmouth, Hannah Gruposo from Medfield running for Punch for Parkinson's, Noreen McNamara running for Recovery Without Walls, Jamie Dobson running for Special Olympics.
And we want to celebrate each and every athlete coming across this line. Jennifer Morse, Caroline Longoria, Callie Throckmorton from Falmouth, Mark Miles from Somersworth. We see you guys smiling down this final hill. And there were some hills in there. I know you felt them, but now it's just time to cruise on home to your celebration. 12-year-old Audrey. Wow, one of our younger athletes.
Did she just finish? We miss her?
David Barker, Lloyd Wilson Jr., Diana Wilson, Karen Lobdell, Falmouth in the house.
We got a strong finish going on right there. Nice job. We got Victoria from our sponsor, Rockland Trust. Congratulations, Victoria.
Jessica Wilson finishing. Denise, way to go. Denise Olson from Plainville. Gabriella Luna. And 86 years old, Chet Coates. Come on, VIP.
Anyway, Chet.
If you're under 86, clap your hands. We've got a stroke brain tumor survivor. Where is Allison Murray out there? Allison, you are amazing. Megan Savage on the approach. Brooke, Titania, and Kathleen Roth from East Falmouth. And there's Michael. Hello, Michael. Way to go. Another Falmouth resident.
And Megan out there. That away, Megan. Kathleen Roth and Michael Berkeley finishing both from Falmouth.
And the Falmouth residents keep coming. Melissa Keefe. She's with Brian. The
Nice.
Keefe is, hello, Keefe 1 and 2.
Yeah. That away, Melissa.
Madeline, you did it. Brooke, you did it.
Madeline White of Medway. Come on, Madeline.
John right here, 70 years young. Woo, woo.
Linda Joyce. That away, Linda. Give us a wave. Come on, Linda. There we go.
Beautiful day here in Falmouth, a record-setting day for our elite athletes. We got the dancing starting to happen here in the VIP. The good vibes are rolling in.
Nice. Want to give a shout out to Kate Brody, who we missed coming across the finish line, but she's looking good right now, so obviously she didn't work too hard. Congrats, Kate. Our volunteer coordinators, Brian and Carrie Brody. That's her daughter.
One of our Make-A-Wish charity athletes coming in.
We got Captain Reed out there on the road. Look at him schmoozing with the spectators. I think he's signing autographs out there.
We got the big flag, and now we got the baby flag coming on in. There we go.
Flag under flag.
That's right. Jonathan's here. Peter Conway, Trisha McDaw, Allison Wolf, Susan Shaw, Liz Macruder, John Walsh, Nancy Fruitlich.
We got Steve Zaros of Barnstable from the Nick Zaros Memorial Foundation.
Andre Summers, 78 years young. Andre, where are you?
Get a little woo-woo.
Out of Plainville, Mass there, Andre. Great job. Here comes Frida Cohen's getting ready to come down from Eastham, 70 years young.
Another woo-woo.
Another woo-woo.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bob Jessman from Falmouth. Kendra Ward representing the Ellie Fund. Rachel Smith representing Tommy's Place Foundation. And Kristen Bucher from Falmouth. Cheering them in, celebrating it. How you doing, Anthony? Welcome to your finish line. I'm feeling good.
There he is.
He's having
good.
the best time out there.
He's feeling good. Anthony Parker from Kings County, New York. Kristen Bucher from Falmouth. Kelly Lindsay from East Brookfield, running for the Center for Applied Behavioral Instruction.
I'm seeing a little bit of dancing happening here in our VIP. Up here, Scott's feeling it.
They gotta shake it. They gotta shake that Tito's.
Let's go, Mark.
Kelly Lindsay.
And Susan Aguirre. We got Team Tampa in the house. Jennifer Dumas. Luckily, they didn't put the camera on.
We're just silly we're just silly dancing up here now.
Who knew Scott was in the Beehive? We got it. Shauna Trafilio, Kelly Ochoa, Marcia Ludlow.
Anyway, Marcia, looking good. Give us a wave.
I just got word in my ear. We gotta be careful of the dancing. We're shaking the camera so much. We're shaking it so much.
All right, we'll keep our dancing.
We gotta watch our shake.
We're just having a party. They can dance all they want down there.
Hey, the VIPs, you can dance all you want. You're not shaking cameras. You're just shaking your thing down there. And keep doing that.
We got Jerry Rigby out here from East Falmouth. That away, Jerry.
73. Woo-woo! Once you start dancing, it's very difficult to stop once you're
Can't
told.
stop.
I know.
I'm just trying to
It's
keep
hard, but I got
keep
told.
my feet in place. Can I move my hips? Do my hips impact the camera? Can we do that?
We just wave our hands in the air. That's about it. Lauren Morley coming on in. Kathleen Lovenbury running for Citizens for Juvenile Justice. Bella Votto from Sandwich. Elizabeth Watts from Boston. Great job, Elizabeth.
Way to go, Christine. Representing Signature Healthcare, Brockton Hospital. So out of 11,000 plus, close to 12,000 athletes, we're down to about our final 60 out there.
50 to 60
Yep, so we're going to make sure we cheer them all in. And we got a big group coming in right here. I see some matchy-matchy. I see a little tutus. That's right, that tutu is you. That's what we like to say.
We got triple tutu.
Gary and Joan, I think they know each other.
Triple twos.
Leslie Bellevue from the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute.
Dana-Farber crew coming in with the tutus. How you doing, ladies? Great job.
A Jackie in there. All right,
That
VIP.
away, Erica.
Make sure we're cheering these guys on, my VIP crew. Charla, way to go.
We got Brian Miller. That away, Brian. Brian's run 36 times, 80 years old.
There he is right there.
There he
Let's
is.
give it up for Brian, VIPs.
Oh, look at him finish strong.
There you go. Come on, cheer him on in.
There we go, Brian.
Maureen O'Neill-Britt from Manchog, Mass.
That away, Maureen. Give us a wave, Maureen. Come on. We see you.
So, Scott, how do you come down from this event? I mean, you've been building for, all year long. Is it just all of a sudden, right away, you're thinking about the 55th, or do you try to take some downtime?
No, we wake up tomorrow morning, wrap up meetings, and we start planning for next year.
55th next year.
Absolutely. That's a medal year, too. So there'll be a little added operational task, making sure everyone gets their medals. But every 5 years we do the medals, so it's going to be a special year. It's probably going to be a lot more interest than we have maybe ever before.
Wow. Looking forward to it already.
Andy looking good right there. And this is Deidre from Team CCALS right here.
So, Mark, you've been here a while now. How many years now?
This is about, I think, my 5th or 6th year. I came in, I think, for the 48th or 49th to get ready for the 50th, which was just a spectacle and a half.
Yep. I think if you do more than 5, you're part of the family.
I would love to. I'd love to. I just want to know when I can, stay at the Gelfie house.
Anytime, Mark.
All right.
Anytime.
All right.
Except road race weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anytime but that weekend.
Yeah.
All right, let's give it up for
always
Fred
invited.
crossing the finish.
No, every year I call up whoever's in charge. If it's you or whoever, I can call up and just say, look, I am available. That whole week is blocked off. If you'll have me, I'm in, because this is one of those races that I really, really love to come to every year.
Well, love it. Let's sign that contract for next year.
All right.
Good job, Zachary. Team Rockland Trust cruising in.
Zachary Benavides from Wareham.
Bringing them in, celebrating beautiful Gail representing Team ALS. Gail, I am proud of you.
Nice job, Gail.
Gail came in from Hamden, Connecticut.
A shout out to our marathon photo photographers out there getting all those great shots.
And we talked a little bit about the early start, and we've been thanking all the volunteers out here, but how about our medical team?
Oh, unreal. We had more medical volunteers than we've ever had before. So, I mean, not only is there the interest in participating, but there's so many medical, folks out there that want to help out in that realm as well. So we're so grateful for them. And Dr. Jardine, our lead on that with Chris Troyanos.
I worked with Chris at the Boston Marathon. Absolutely fabulous. Leaders in the industry.
Real pros.
Yeah.
So we're very fortunate to have them.
Guys from Dana Farber smiling all the way through.
All right, Tominski. I see you. No, when you talk to the medical staff, you just basically, every time I see them, I go, I hope you have nothing to do today. I hope you're absolutely bored.
I don't think they like that, but
No.
we like it a lot.
We like it a lot when they're bored with nothing to do. I'm sure there's some folks out here that are hot. And here comes Paul. Way to go, Paul. I see you, Paulie.
Paul's from Falmouth. That away, Paul. Mark, notice the folks that hold the flag in place over there. That looks like quite a workout. Strain on the arms. You got one on the left, one on the right.
You got to keep it in place
Yeah.
there. That's a good job right there. It's a very valiant job. Thank you, ladies.
Another job, too, that people love. They love putting up that flag. They love being part of that ceremony. Amazing.
It's a great moment. That's the one thing I miss about not being here early in the morning at the start or at the finish and going to the start is missing when they're raising the flag at that morning. Another great event they do out in Worcester, the firefighter 6K racing. They have the fire trucks come out and raise a huge flag as well over the finish line. It's always breathtaking when they do that.
It's an amazing look. Look at that thing up there. Beautiful. course, we threw some more money at the American prize money this year. So Connor Mance was our top American, and he's going to take home a little bit more money than normal.
Well, and you had to give away a course record bonus.
Ah, that's
course
right.
Course record bonuses
Let's
as well.
bring in Joan right here.
Joan Neville from Oak Bluffs, Mass. That away, Joan.
Now, we're talking about money we're giving away. Last year, Scott, let's talk about Ben. Started from the back, ran all the way to the front. How much money did we end up giving away from that one?
So, for Ben's.
last year.
It was over $30,000 he raised for the J-Rob Foundation. So we were lucky we had a match from his sponsor, from Cutter Financial, and then we donated as well. So yeah, over $30,000.
Beautiful.
And I got to tell you, Ben gets a lot of attention for winning 3 times, but I think he got more attention for putting on that fundraiser last year than he has in his 3 championships. So it's really a credit to the people that really want to give back.
No, that was a great storyline last year, and it was fun kind of watching that progress and seeing how much money that he was going to raise for every person that he passed, starting in the back.
That away, Olivia. Olivia Peterson from Bridgewater, New Jersey.
Denise is ready to celebrate her finish.
Nice.
Oh, we got a party already started right here on our final turn. Look at this guy. He is coming home with style. Everybody say, hi, Dennis.
Hi, Dennis.
Yes, sir, Dennis.
This will be 31 in a year in a row for Dennis. A veteran as well. Thank you for your service, sir. Dennis Hanlon of East Sandwich, Mass.
I was going to take another wireless if you've got that one. I was going to go down there for the final finisher. Yeah. All right, Carissa, I think I'm going to come down the street there with you and join the party next to my crew there in the VIP and welcome these final runners coming on in with you.
3.5, and then I was like, fuck this, I'm done. And I walked like half a mile, and I was like, fuck it. I was doing 5. Like, I was running the last run. And I ran it like hard for me right now. And then I was like, all right, that was awesome. It was awesome.
Right here?
Yeah, I like started going. I was like, what's going to happen? I was like, yeah. I have to do it. What are you training for?
We got Gay Suki from Berkeley, California. Grew up here in Falmouth. I think she just ran her 50th. Congratulations, Gay.
We've got some warriors coming on in. Spectators, lift up David.
Let's bring them on in, VIPs. Come on now, get on this fence line.
Now it's catching.
Bring on David.
David Kennery from Randolph, Massachusetts. Determination
Oh,
right
we can
there.
dance now.
Yeah, we're not going to, I mean, if we
we're not
shake
shaking
the
cameras down here on the
from
road.
down
We
here-
can dance it up.
Mark, let's see if you
Go
can keep
for it,
up with
Carissa.
Carissa out there. Come on. Give us the moves, Mark.
As this is a celebration zone. It's the party zone.
This is. Of course, also want to give a big shout out to all our spectators out here. We know some of you just came out to cheer on a loved one or a friend or a family member. Some of you just came out to be a part of the party. Party's already started over in Shipwreck. Party's already started on the beach. Party's already here at the finish line. My Tito's crew is in the house. Just a handful of folks still out on the course.
We got the girls. Yeah. That warmed up.
How about our Dimsey crew out here putting this beautiful spectacle event? We got my man Matt West here running this finish line like a well-oiled machine. So big shout out to Dempsey and that whole crew for setting up everything here.
And
I want to shout out our timing crew, the last mile.
Last
because when
mile.
those records came in, we had to know, and they let us know.
We got Jason Chorches out there too. I want to give a big thank you to Jason and his wife who are such integral parts of our organizing committee and do such a great job at the high school. So Jason's out there as the head of security out there.
I want to shout out, we've got Mark Fahey over here in VIP, going to join the Coast Guard in September. Out here cheering everybody on. So Mark, enjoy the Coast Guard. Thank you for your service.
Speaking of service, let's thank all of our service members out here, all of our EMS, all of our public safety officials, keeping everybody safe. And a big shout out to anyone out here who is currently serving or has served in the armed forces. Thank you for your service.
Hey, Mark, next year, can I get you a sequin jacket like that guy up there?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll match.
Absolutely.
And Dave McGilvery will wear one too. Sequin
And a
jacket.
tutu. He said he's going to wear a tutu as well.
I wouldn't do that to him, but maybe sequins.
Oh, Coney. He wants to be Coney next year.
We got our Air Force and our Coast Guard here, and we are getting ready to celebrate in the athletes that want it the most, that refuse to quit, that fight when their brain tells them, I can't. They say, I can. Because I'm tough, I'm strong, and I finish what I start.
That's it. That's it.
Rhiannon, you are amazing.
You got this. You got this.
Carissa
and they're here for you.
Carissa
they are here for you.
Rhiannon Mayer from Mashpee, Mass. She's a former Michael Denmark Award winner here at the road race. So she's back again. Look at her out there. The grit, the determination. So congratulations, Rhiannon. Where is it? Little information here. I guess there's a lot of items that are lost and found over there at the Volunteer Information Center on the ball field. So if you've lost anything, a phone or anything else, go check the Volunteer Information Center out on the ball field. It might be over there. We're trying to bring everything over there that's been lost.
We still got a phone and an earbud up there, right?
Yeah, we still got this right here.
Still got that. I couldn't imagine. I wouldn't be able to go more than 3 minutes without my phone. So I don't know who's out there with their phone missing for about 2 hours, but probably feel like one lost person.
So at the start line, New York City Marathon, we're getting out of the Uber to get on the ferry, and this guy's walked like 5 minutes with us, realizes he left his phone in the Uber 5 minutes ago and had to go run the marathon. So I still wonder how that worked out for him.
So we know technically there's still some folks out on the course, about 20, 25 people. You can see the timers are pulling up some of the mats. These folks will still get a time, or they'll at least be able to finish the race. Hopefully they may get asked to move to the side of the road. We do have to open up some roads out there. So there may be some folks still kind of trickling in here and there. We'll try to welcome there. We'll wait until we get word that the final finisher has finished. But once again, huge shout out to ASICS. Thank you to all of our sponsors for supporting this event this year. And again, as we mentioned, last mile timing, Dimsey crew setting everything up. Parties well underway in Shipwreck. The party's well underway here at the finish line in our VIP section. Tito's still pouring, hopefully. Hopefully there's a Tito's waiting for me soon. And again, want to thank all of our medical staff. Want to thank all of our public safety. And a big, big shout out to each and every volunteer out here that's been a part of this event, whether you're out here today or you've been out here in previous days, helping set up this beautiful event. And thank you everybody for coming out and supporting this great event. Next year, the 55th annual ASICS Falmouth Road Race will be underway. Hopefully we'll have some more amazing stories. We will have, of course, again, hopefully Brian Salzberg going for his 55th. But always amazing stories, not only from our elites, from our wheelchair athletes, from all of our charity runners, and each and every finisher with their very own story of why they're out here running Falmouth. All right, VIPs, we got some finishers here. Let's give it up for them now. Nice job. All right, Elizabeth. We got you. We got you. They got you. Come on, let's hear it for Elizabeth. There she goes. Finishing strong. Getting the high fives. Nice job.
Come on, Elizabeth. We are so proud of you. Let's hear it, Falmouth.
Oh, folks, we got another one coming in, VIP. We got a VIP coming in, so I need my VIP crew to welcome.
VIP.
He's not going to let this race beat him. Let's give it up for Johnny Boy. Way to go, John. Nice job, sir. There we go. Give me the pound. All right, John. Come on, let's bring the roof up.
All right, Falmouth, let's hear it for John. John, John.
John, 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 John.
There we go. Celebrating everybody with the courage to start and the determination to finish. There's John.
Well, I just got the word from Tom O'Brien there on our bike crew. That was our official last finisher, it sounds like. So way to go, John. Thank you, spectators here in the VIP section. You guys were amazing there at the end. Thank you to everybody out here on the beach. Again, big shout out to everybody that's been a part of this event. I want a big shout out to Tony Revis, Scott Gelfie, all of our guest speakers, and especially my always partner in crime here, Carissa Galloway. An absolutely wonderful weekend, and now we get to have some fun.
That's right. Let's have some fun. Thank you to Dempsey. Thank you to Final Mile. Thank you, volunteers. Thank you, ASICS. Thank you, Board of Directors. 2026 ASICS Falmouth Road Race. That's a wrap, folks. Congratulations.